Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. This is all to help you grow your account and grow your mind. So do appreciate you joining us today, and I want to talk about AMC with you and sort of walk you through the process of what you're feeling and things of this nature, and sort of help you get better at these things. So the first thing I want you to do every day, if you have an iPhone, it actually works with Android as well, is check the price of AMC stock. So you can do this right here. Watch. Hey Siri, what's the price of AMC stock?
AMC Entertainment Holdings closed at $15.39 today, up 18 cents, or 1.18%.
So as you can see, the price of AMC stock is $15. I can do it on my phone. You can check Siri every day, and I recommend you do that. The reason why I bring this up first is a lot of people are in denial. They don't believe the price. They don't check Siri every day. They don't believe their eyes. And if you watch other YouTube channels talking about AMC, they basically lie to you every day, right? They don't tell you the real price of stock. The price of stock is about $15 and was it 39 cents, right? And you can check AMC every day. So I recommend you do that. Use your phone and say, hey Google, say hey hey Siri, whatever, and I hope it doesn't turn on. And check the price, because until you accept what the price of the stock is, you're going to have a real hard time in the market, right? So the thing about the stock market, it's all about numbers.
Lies. Those are lies, Chris. Who are you to say what the price is? Lies.
And you got to accept the price of stock is 15 bucks, okay? After that, for a lot of people, they get really angry. They get angry at the stock market. You get angry at me for telling you the price of the stock. You might get angry at Gary Gensler because you think there's about a lot of corruption or whatever. You get angry at Robinhood. You're angry at Citadel. And it's just not healthy to be angry all the time, right? You're going to blame everyone except yourself. And the truth of the matter is, in the stock market, is you only have yourself to blame for anything. This is the truth. It's real. You're the person.
What? Wow.
Who pushes the buy button. You're the person who pushes the sell button. You're the person who deposits money in the account. You are in control of your life, and you're in control of your money. And so I'm just walking you through these things because I want you to, see what the price is. Check it every day with Siri. Also, too, don't be angry at everyone else. All you have to do is blame yourself. You're responsible for this, right? And the next thing that you need to do, which I think is really important to be successful in the stock market, is learn from your mistakes, right? What I do every day, because I trade every day, is I look at the chart and I say, okay, where was the best point to get in? Where would have been the best point to get out? And I learn from my mistakes. And this is something I want you to do as well, is to have a real look at the chart, look at it. Say, okay, I wish I would have done this, I wish I would have done that. And until you do that and sit down and really, accept the reality of the situation, you're gonna continue to fail in the market. And this is the truth, unfortunately, is a lot of people, they don't take the time to study. They don't actually look at the price. They don't ask Siri what it is, right? And then they get angry at everyone else, right? The most important thing is remember that you are in control of your life and you're in control of your money. The next thing, which I think is really important as well after that, is try not to be depressed. I know a lot of people are going to get really depressed after they've gone through these things, these steps, and you're going to be like, oh, I missed my chance to sell at 70, oh, and I missed my chance to sell at 60, oh, and then I missed 50, I missed 40, I missed 30, I missed 20. And now we're here at 15 and it's never going to go back to 20 again, right? You're going to get really depressed about these things. It's life. That happens. I'm telling you, I do the stock market every day. Sometimes I'm right, sometimes I'm wrong. The most important thing is to be right more than you're wrong. And also, too, when you are wrong, just to cut it when you can, right? The longer you stay in a loser, the more you're going to be a loser, right? Because you're putting all your money and pulling your money into a loser. It's not a good strategy, right? You want to be in winners. Especially in this market right now, there's going to be a lot more losers than winners. That's the reality of it. If the stock market was super easy, then everybody would have tons and tons of cash, and you wouldn't be struggling all the time. In order to build wealth in the market, you have to accept that it's not easy, right? It's not easy money. The stimulus checks are gone. The market is really tough right now. And one of the things, though, in fact, that is easy, and I'm just keeping it real with you, the stock market as a whole is not easy. Okay, the reason is most people don't take the time to study. And if you take the time to study, and this is the things that you got to learn, it's not hard, is find companies that are profitable, find companies that make money, and will continue to make money in the future. If you invest in companies that are unprofitable, companies that are going bankrupt, companies that have a lot of debt, companies that are losing money and are going to lose money in the future, and companies who have CEOs that aren't very good, you're gonna lose, right? So you go with winners, you win. You go with losers, you lose. That's how the stock market works. And then the last thing I want you to do is to really evaluate this whole thing that you've been doing and ask yourself, what could you do better? And what will you do better in the future? And how will you get there? And one of the things that obviously I want you to watch the channel because I think you can do better, is to accept that there are many opportunities every day in the market. Every day there's an opportunity. And one of the things that I think is kind of sad, and I'm just telling you, it's sad that many channels tell you that there's only one stock in the market and it's a bankrupt movie theater that's has a ton of debt. That's horrible. I mean, like if you would have been moving your money around, right, instead of having your money stuck in a loser stock, you could have been in oil, right? Oil's been going up through the moon. Fertilizer stocks have been doing well. Defense stocks have been doing well. Dividend stocks have been doing well. The stocks that we on this channel, we're beating the market. We've been beating the market the last 3 months, right? And you're in a stock that just continues to go down. It's not a good thing. And so this is sort of when you want to diversify and branch out into other things because for a lot of people out there who are new to the market, you get so tunnel visioned, and it's not a good formula for success, right? So to go through the process again, I recommend every day get up, check the price of the stock, and be real with yourself. Say, the stock is this, that's what it is, right? Don't have any fantasies that it's something else. That's what it is. Your bank account will tell you, your brokerage will tell you, the market will tell you that's what it is.
What about hallucinations? Can we have those? Asking for a friend.
Next, don't get angry about it. Just accept it. That's what it is. And it's that's what the market does. It goes up, it goes down. And you're in full control of your money and yourself. And getting angry at Gensler, getting angry at Citadel, all these things, it's not going to do you any good. Anger is not going to make you money in the market. It doesn't work that way. Like the more angry you get, it doesn't work that way. And so the next thing you're going to repeat is then learn from your mistakes. Look at charts. Watch a bunch of videos. Obviously, you won't watch videos in this channel because we try to educate you as much as we can. But be honest with yourself. What would have been the best time to get in? When would have been the best time to get out? I do that every day with trading because it's a way to perfect this craft, right? Learning to do well in the market. It's a craft. It's not like you can just wake up one day and expect to be good at it, right? After that, start thinking about other things that you could have done. And it's going to be tough. I mean, I get it. No one likes to sell for a loss, and no one likes to say, oh, I missed my chance. But I mean, I have that feeling all the time. The stock market is full of shoulda, woulda, couldas. If you watch my channel, you'll hear me say it like almost every day. I'll say, oh, I wish I would have yielded this. I wish I would have yielded that. But that's the market. No one knows the future 100%. And so you have to accept that, sometimes you make mistakes. But if you learn from your mistakes, which is the last part, learn from your mistakes. And think about that you're going to do better in the future on other things. I think you're going to really do great. So I wish you luck, and do follow the tip. We'll do it one more time because it's really fun. Hey Siri, what's the price of AMC stock?
Shares of AMC Entertainment Holdings rose to $15.39 today. That's an uptick of 18 cents, or 1.18%.
So again, if you don't know what it is, you got to first accept what the price, and you can check it on your phone. It's really fun. So anyway, I do appreciate you watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.
I don't know if I would agree that checking the AMC price on your phone is really fun. I don't know if I would agree with that. Hey Google. What's the price of AMC stock? It literally crashed Google Assistant. What's the price of AMC stock? Did it again. It's crashing it. Wow. What the hell? What's the price of GameStop stock? Google keeps stopping. Oh well. Anyway, so a couple things that were mentioned there. Let me get this up here. I've mentioned all these things pretty much, but the idea of the opportunity cost. So if you had been moving your money around. And let me add something to this. Infinite possibilities. Near infinite possibilities. Okay, all right, fine. Near infinite possibilities. There are plenty of other ways to make money in the stock market. So this, and let's see, a sub thing on here would be this idea. Let me put this in red. Doesn't cost anything to hold. Shorts have to pay borrow fee, right? So I've dispelled this myth. Hey Manuel, what's up? I think you sent me that video, didn't you? Shorts have to pay the borrow fee, so you know, inherently retail has an upper hand because it doesn't cost anything to hold a stock. But I've disputed that from the beginning, from the first time I heard them say that, because it does cost something to hold a stock. The opportunity cost. In other words, what are you giving up? What opportunities are you passing by or not even aware of because you're focused on one thing? Right? So that is something. I just realized I'm going to start the Telegram voice chat, so if anybody happens to want to chat with me, you can just go right on ahead, join the Telegram group, the link of which is in the description, and join, it's actually called voice chat, video chat. Well, we're just doing voice, but video chat, voice channel, whatever. Come in and say something. Make yourself known. Say your piece. Disagree with me about opportunity cost. No, but you don't know, Scott, because you're a hedgy. You're a bear shill. You're a short. You are a short hedge fund manager. I wish. I mean, I'd make a lot of money, right? So, yeah, it doesn't cost anything to hold. No, that's false. Number two, accept, which is really three things. Accept reality, assume responsibility, learn from your mistakes, and improve. So I guess it's four, really. But, you know, the price is the price. Manuel, I'm so sorry to tell you. So sorry to have to break this to you. But the real price of AMC, well, you know, I can't even tell you what the real price of AMC is because every time I ask my phone, it crashed. So, sorry, I don't know. We can go to Stonko Tracker and see. 1571. Is that right? Let's go over here. 1568. This looks like what it ended at. So, do I need to refresh Stonko Tracker or what? Why isn't it showing the actual price? No wonder the apes don't know what the real price is. The resources they use are wrong. By the way, let me take this off here. By the way, where is it? Trading data. We'll come back to this. Talking about short volume. Short exempt volume. And what that means for everything. So here's a price prediction for tomorrow. I don't really think it's a price prediction for tomorrow.
Yo, what is going on, everybody? Lottery Stocks here. Let's get into today's price prediction for AMC. So we closed the day up 2.11% on the day, and AMC is currently sitting sideways in after hours. Now, the day just closed about 7 minutes ago, and it looks to me like it wants to drop, but that's not what I'm expecting at all, actually, for the coming day, right?
Imagine that.
Thursday and Friday. And before we do some technical analysis, I just wanted to say that if the price were to get over $40, you would have a heck of a lot of gamma happening on AMC. You would actually have...
I'm going to look into that too.
129 to 130 something thousand to be exact. Calls running the money, which is going to cause heavy gamma and a push on the stock. Now, there are a few things that I wanted to go over before I do forget. If you look at AMC on the daily chart, I kind of just wanted to point this out. You see the cycle that we're in, right? You get this push, and then you get a smaller one, and then an even smaller one, and then an even smaller one.
Is that really a cycle?
Happens, right?
Is that really a cycle, though? No. Or is that just normal buying and selling? I mean, I don't know if I see a cycle there, but maybe.
We get a slow bleed.
Oh, by the way, what is this earnings box up here? Weird.
Down to the downside, and then you get that smaller push, smaller. And then what happens is you slowly bleed with no pushes, right? No pushes at all. And I think this is where they ruined the cycle. Okay. I believe, I want to go out on a limb and say that I believe AMC bottomed out, even with the naked shorting and other things like that. I do want
even
to say
with
that,
it,
right?
Even with it.
$13.30, $13.40. I believe AMC bottomed out. Now, what you see happening is the small push, the bleed, the small push, the bleed, right here, the small push, the bleed. And what's happening, to me at least, is this is at most what they could do, is hold us sideways between $20 and $13. The most they can do is let it run and push it down because the buying pressure is there. There's too much buying pressure there.
What?
Now, once they let go, right? Once they let go,
too much buying pressure.
You're going to see that next move up.
Do you know how many shares were traded today? I mean, where is it? 24.7 million. Not even 25 million. So I'm not sure what this buying pressure is of which he speaks, but what this 24.7 million signals to me is that retail investors are not engaged in the stock. They're not buying. I thought that they would buy. I thought that they would buy, especially today with the kind of rebound in the market. I thought when I checked it earlier, I was expecting to see 60 million, 75 million, something like that on AMC. Nope, not even 25 million. So they bought everything else, or retail did, retail crowd. What's up, Mr. Model 3? How's it going? So yeah, I mean, I think it looks pretty goddamn bearish too, if you ask me, but
and no, this isn't perfect, right? We had a fake breakout right here back in November, around November 18th, November 17th, right? You had that fake breakout out of this big pennant, but overall, it really still does work. You're holding support from old resistance back here in 2021 in March. You're holding that as support, and what's happening is they can't push the stock any lower. And the more AMC bounces off this level, the tighter the spring and the higher the push. So overall, that is what I wanted to say for the medium term. I do think something's coming very, very soon. Now, there's obviously other factors than that we've went over in previous videos. But as for right now, guys, what I'm expecting tomorrow, right? Because
what is this?
You have this sort of double.
What is this chart? What is this chart here? Why does it look like this? It's the y-axis is all stretched out. Okay.
top here. But at the same time, every time you see it at this level, $16.24, you see some weird stuff going on, right? You had it back here and you're either above or below. And obviously, yeah, that's how it works for stocks. But if you take a look at just the trend we've been in, right? You get a break under, and then you get a little bit of resistance at it, and then a break above, break under. It doesn't want to hold the level. It just wants to.
Well, I mean, there's a reason for that, but you're not gonna. This guy's not gonna know it. He's not gonna. Wow.
Break above, break under. It doesn't want to hold the level. It just wants to keep it as sort of the equilibrium. So what I'm expecting right now is we got our bleed down to 1442, 1443. And I do think, at least I'm hoping that was the bottom out for this type of spot, right? Because you had 1, 2, 3 right here. And if that was the bottom and we actually get a green day tomorrow, here's what I'm expecting, okay? A break all the way up to at least $18 tomorrow. Remember, this is what I'm expecting if we go green. If we go green, I expect you to at least hit $18 tomorrow for AMC, which would leave, I don't know, about maybe 6 to 12% day on AMC or something like that, 6 to 8. Somewhere in that zone is what you'd see, right? A nice big green day. And if you do see it go red, that's not going to be pretty, because either this was a fake breakdown, right? And quite frankly, if it does go back down to this zone tomorrow, if it doesn't hold, it's going to be bad. Because if it doesn't hold, then I was wrong. AMC didn't bottom out. And you're going to see a breakdown probably to about 1263, somewhere in that zone. Okay, that's worst case scenario. We're always warning for worst case scenario. But right now, guys, what I'm 100% expecting, in my personal opinion, is to get a break above 1624 and a push all the way up to $18 for tomorrow. Now, whether we close green, we close red, that's not the point here, because they obviously don't want to let us fly too much, right? They don't want to
let it fly. Wow. Because it would fly, but they've clipped your wings. Your wings have been so denied.
Let us go. But if you take a look at the daily, honestly, you can see us bending back around. Very, very small, right? And if we actually do get one more green day and then go red again for a few days, you're just getting to the end of this pennant. You really are. You're just getting to the end, waiting for that break to be
what about, wait a minute. What about when the pennant came to here? Right here, and it was like that here, and it was supposed to pop up and it went down. Or what about when the pennant came to here and it was supposed to pop up, but it went, it did a little bit, but it was a fake breakout and then it popped down. Or what about when the pennant was supposed to stop here or here or here? I've seen it the whole time, and they just keep moving the goddamn line, such that now the bottom line on this pennant is literally a horizontal line. It's literally a horizontal. Well, okay, no, that's not the pennant's here. No, the pennant is horizontal. What? Okay, I don't know what this sloping line is here, but maybe that was the pennant, and then now I don't know, but yeah, Trey would do that. He'd just move the fucking line over, just move it down, move it down, move it down and over, down and over, down and over. I mean, I had nothing against technical analysis. It's something, that there's some validity and some merit, but it's one method of analysis, and on something like this, it just doesn't make sense. I mean, for no other reason than you could say, because the evidence, like the material reality of what has happened here, this historical price action violated every TA prediction that was made. Still Paint says it's failed out of every pennant. Yes. And so yeah, I just, this TA, I mean, so I guess the price prediction is 18, which I don't think makes sense, but I'll get
You're just
there.
getting to the end of this pennant. You really are. You're just getting to the end, waiting for that break to the upside. Overall, guys, these videos are usually very fast. I'm sorry for talking a lot. I kind of just wanted to... Holy fuck. This is something that I did not see. This is something that I absolutely did not see. Okay? Something... Whoa, 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 whoa. All right, everybody
Oh, so short exempt volume?
has to pause right now and take a look at the screen. Short exempt volume, 486.
Everybody has to pause right now and look at the screen. So I'm going to put up my little banner on the screen so you can't see.
Thousand. What the fuck is going on? Guys, all right, listen up, listen up, listen up. I'm going to pause this video right here. We're going to end this video right here. I'm going to look into this, and we're going to re-upload something about it. So just get ready for post notifications on, because I'm going to...
Okay, so short exempt volume. Right, okay. That's here. No, that's here. I thought everybody used dark mode on Stonko Tracker. Guess not. So that was yesterday. What was the volume yesterday? Does it say that on here? I don't. Trading volume? What is this? Why does it... It's literally every minute? Why would anybody use this? That's wacky. I need high quality volume data, so... Okay, today 25, so it did get over 25 million. Wow. Today 25.2. Yesterday 35 million. And I believe, wasn't it on SSR short sale restriction yesterday? I believe it was, because sure it was. So, because it yeah, I mean the 10%, right? And the range yesterday was 2.2%, so yeah. Or the range on, what was it, Monday, I guess. So that makes sense, right? Yesterday was a short sale restriction day, and so you're going to get more short exempt volume, because that's short volume, not short interest, but short volume being any trade that's marked as short, which mostly is not short selling, positional short selling. It's, excuse me, it is so let's see. Yesterday, short volume was 11 million. That is 48%. And as I've said, I've talked about this before, short volume is mostly long positions sold to retail by market makers, by market maker. So the way that it works, and it's confusing, and it doesn't really, I don't know why they did it that way, but a trade has to be marked as long or short. And long, essentially, well, short means that whoever's selling it doesn't own it. That applies to the market maker, it applies to a hedge fund who's short selling, or individual retail investor short selling, etc. So a short sale of a security that the seller does not own. So, and it goes through here. Market makers make their money by quoting the spread. So market makers don't have a position in the stock, they're gonna sell it to you at $20. They go ahead and sell it to you at $20. Well, that sale, that transaction is actually a short sale, so it's marked as short. So they don't own it, so they can't actually sell it. So they turn around and hi Chris. They turn around, they sell it to you, and that's marked as short. They turn around, and I think it's within I have the somewhere here, one of these. They have a very small window of time that it has to be for the riskless principal thing. But anyway, they turn around and buy it, so, and at the same price. So there's no risk to them. They can sell it at the price that they quoted you. And the offsetting trade, so the buy trade that the market maker does, so they sell it to you, that's a short sale. Within a short period of time, they turn around and buy it from somebody else because they didn't know you were going to buy it then, so they didn't have it to sell. So they short sell it to you, they turn around and buy it from somebody who does have it, and that essentially cancels that out. That trade, the buy trade, the other half of it, which is the market maker buying it to cover the short position that they created temporarily, that trade is long, but it's not reported to the public tape. So you won't see it on the time and sales. So it's to the non-public, non-media, they call it, trade reporting thingy. So, and Model 3 dude's saying last year traded 25 million in the first 30 minutes on most days. So 25 million is a nothing sandwich. Yeah, exactly. That's pretty much it. Laughable, really. Yeah, I mean, you look back at these days. Well, I mean, yeah, you look back at these days, and you're talking about, you know, hundreds of millions. Let's see, can we get back that far? Probably not. But even oh no, that's not back far, very far at all. I don't think I can go back that far in here. But yeah, you can just see it. You know, maybe this volume is forming a pennant. You think? When I do that, do this. Oops. I don't know. I'm just. Maybe it'll work. Yeah. Gonna break to the upside. That's what it did here, right? Anyway, yeah, 25 million is pathetic volume, honestly. So, and you know, I've talked about this before. Looking at like the bar chart page where it shows the daily open, high, close, open, low, open, high, low, close, and the trading volume and the amount it changed that day, percentage. And you know, it's amazing, it's crazy, because when you see the days that have like pathetic volume like this, which this is low, this is one of the lowest, you know, volume days in the last 3 months. It's crazy that when you see those low volume days, you know, the stock moves by like 32 cents. And it, you know, doesn't do much. But then when you see these larger volume days, like this day here, where there were 144 million, you see a range of $7.06. I mean, And this day, there's 107 million. You see a range of $4.32. And on this day, there was 84 million, and you see a range of $5.17. It's wild how that works, honestly. But I don't know why they'd see. I don't know why they don't see that there's zero trading volume. And I read in a book, I believe it's called Long Short Market Dynamics, and I have a PDF of it somewhere, but it's a really interesting book, and it talks about long short market dynamics and how volume plays into that, and also indicators like the positive and negative volume index indicators. The assumption is, kind of common wisdom, whatever, is that when you have higher volume, that indicates larger retail engagement. When you have relatively low volume, that would indicate less retail investor engagement. So, yeah. And obviously, I think that makes sense for what's happened in this stock, at least anyway. But I wanted to look at, he said something about like 16, 16, which is like right here. Put a line, regression line, price level. So he said, like, oh, it just slides through this level. It doesn't want to stay there. Why is this? It doesn't want to stay there. It just keeps moving through it. And blah, blah, blah. They don't want us to blah, blah, blah. There we go. Now we can see it. So, and you can see on the volume profile that there is a little bit more accumulated here now. Well, I'll move the line up a little bit if I can. Whatever. But you can see that there's a little bit more there now, because it did go sideways through this area a little bit. And, a few days it touched it and kind of danced around it. But in these larger days, it did slide right through it. So, but I mean, if you go back a little bit further, well, before 2021, it was nowhere close to that level in 2020. Okay, now we're in 2019. Even going back that far, so yeah, I guess it did hit it in April of 2019, the last time, until January, these fateful days. Now we're on weekly, but next time it traded there was, of course, the line isn't long enough now. Here, and it just pushed through it and came, this is not really meaningful volume there, really. Oh, by the way, this is a 1.125 billion shares. 1.25 billion shares. 591 million, 600 million, and by the way, the range on this is 935. Range here is 999. So large volume, large trading range. And then it passed through it here, early June, late May. But again, really didn't stay there too much. 705 million shares, range of 1135. 766 million shares, range of 37. 03. So cool. Then you didn't get to that level until maybe, yeah, January 24th. So I think almost a year later, almost a year to the day, actually, almost. So point being, you know, it's not a very important price level. And what did he say? He expects it to go up to 18. I mean, maybe, but, and his downside was 12, I think. I guess we'll see, right? So let's see here. AMC is really acting like a normal stock now, to tell you the truth. I think you would get a lot of pushback on that from the apes, but I mean, I'm not going to disagree with you. Lou just said if it does not happen this month, then it's not going to happen. Really? That's interesting. So he's saying it's not going to happen. Right? That's what he's saying? Okay. Anyway. So yeah, short is long, and this all this waving their arms about short exempt volume. I don't think it's. I think it's being way overblown. I mean, what is the implication here? That this is like fraud, that it's illegal. I mean, we know that market makers mark trades short that are actually sales of long positions to retail investors, because that's what where is it? That's what FINRA requires. It's regulation. Trade has to be marked long, short, or short exempt. So, and if you don't own the security that you're selling, well, that's not long, it's short then. So, and then as far as short exempt goes, this is the 17 CFR paragraph 242.201 circuit breaker. So this is talking about the short sale restriction. So it decreases by 10%. Imposed requirements, which would be the uptick rule, and then paragraph C, and these sub items here talk about the short exempt. Okay, so offsetting customer odd lot orders, good faith, current price, foreign securities market arbitrage, short sale of a covered security by a broker or dealer affecting the execution of a customer purchase or the execution of a customer long sale on a riskless principal basis. So that's what I would say is mostly responsible for that. So the customer order has to be received first, which makes sense, right? So they have to sell it, they have to short sell it to you first, and then they can turn around and buy it. The offsetting transaction is allocated risk as principal and within 60 seconds of execution. Okay. So it is 60 seconds. They have to take care of it, and it has to have supervisory oversight. Well, of course, we know that Citadel often gets, and other institutions, entities get fined, and it's the cost of doing business. So, but yeah, I haven't looked at the FINRA actions lately. But anyway, so yeah, short exempt. Not really. It's, you know, it's this short percentage. By the way, like this is not. These are not short sales in the sense of it is a short position being established, and that's confusing to a lot of people. I think that, wow, half of the trading volume was short selling. No wonder the price is going down, yada yada yada. But in light of this, in light of, you know, and this is something that everybody should read. I'll throw this into the chat if anybody's interested. But it's something that, you know, it's one of these market plumbing things that, you know, people like Matt Kors used to talk about, and Trey, when they would have Dave Lauer on their shows or whatever, videos. Market plumbing, which you know, it's still not understood by most of these, you know, most of the people hyping this stuff. So, but this paper, this resource here by Squeeze Metrics, is really good, and it talks about, you know, basically how higher short volume. So higher short volume on here is actually bullish. It actually is a bullish sentiment because it actually indicates more buying. And if you think about it, you know, like, okay, let's just take one of these larger volume days or lower volume day. Let's just take the 9th today. And this is also, I think this is just FINRA off exchange anyway. But well, so let's take the largest day here, December 17th, 2021. Long volume 45 million shares, short volume 61 million shares. So you say, okay, short volume 61 million. You go look at Ortex or something like that, and you see that you have to look 2 days after this, and so you can look at on the 21st. What you'd be looking at on Ortex would probably reflect the 17th. And, you know, are you going to see that many shares borrowed? Probably not. That would be a hell of a lot to borrow. What is the likelihood that institutions have like held on to their? I mean, it just doesn't make sense. With 105 million or whatever the hell it is, short interest currently. Well, that represents positions. Short interest is shares that were sold short that are not closed, that are currently open short positions. So how in the hell could you have that and have these numbers of short volume every day? Unless this means something else, which it does. So anyway, we get that truth dropping corresponds to dropping in viewers. It's a bearish divergence of viewers. Okay, so let me go back to here. Risk calculates AMC intrinsic value at 12. Add a margin of safety 8. Intrinsic value is for value trades. He does swing trade AMC, which allows him to buy in the current market condition. That's cool. The apes are starting to crack. The AMC grifter influencers are starting to crack. Maybe. Oh yeah, we're gonna get there too. We're gonna get to the to what I wanted to actually look at, which is something that Manuel sent. Or was it Martin? Manuel, Martin. I don't know. They both send me good stuff. Given that brick and mortar theaters may not be around for long, a value play might not be a prudent investment. I would agree with that. I don't think it's the healthiest type of play. Let's see, what you need to do is get yourself some of that Amazon. No, this is, you know, I'm just, but Did you guys see that Amazon is doing a 20-to-1 stock split? Well, it has to be approved by the shareholders at the shareholder meeting on the 25th of May. Yeah, May. But the board has already approved it. So now Bloomberg is reminding you Amazon stock split doesn't make Amazon a more valuable investment or change anything about the underlying business. Tweet. So I don't know. Amazon. So that stock split would go into effect on I think it was June 9th is what it said. Excuse me. So well, this says effective July 15th. I don't know. I read something different on Bloomberg earlier, but so if you own one share, you essentially get 19. You gain 19 shares. But you know, there's a company that you know, probably a little bit better fundamentals than AMC. It's not a fundamental play, Scott. It's not a fundamental play. It's a short squeeze play. I know. So yeah, about that. Model 3 dude says we're dealing with a generation that really shuns personal interaction with others. Let's look at malls across America. And the 10 billion buyback. I don't know if I mentioned that too with it. So yeah, $10 billion share buyback, share repurchase. Well, I don't know. I like to go. I like to go to the mall. My girlfriend doesn't like to go to the mall, so I split the difference and I listen to vaporwave music, mall soft music, and it's like being at the mall. You know, it's nostalgic for people in their 30s who and beyond who grew up going to the mall. It really is a good simulation. So, yeah, in a few years, you no longer need to go into stores for any items. In a few years, humans won't be doing much work, will we? Well, I guess. I don't know. Automation. I don't know. Just spitballing. Bad back. What's up? Nice to see you. They've already been testing first run movie on premium cable channels. Right. Like Skinamax. Oh, no, not that one. Stock split bringing in fresh cash. $10 billion buyback. Yep. So, I don't know. So, the big thing that I saw that I'm pretty sure I have to check. I have to see actually who sent it. Somebody sent it to me. One of the people that sends me all this good shit. Good shit, man. I want to smoke what the apes are smoking. Okay, here it is. It was Bad Back. It was The Back. The Back is the one that sent this. See, I knew I wasn't going to get that right. I wasn't going to remember. So, Rico, good old Rico, the shill here. At least, he's labeling himself properly now. I'm not going to watch this whole video, by the way. It's just too long and it's too rambly. It's funny me saying that, but just drop in points. And I didn't look at this Esther's DD either, but so remember when? Do you remember when? Oh, this is interesting. Okay. When the heck is this? I guess that's the person. Oh. Transition to streaming. Well, that's not working out so much, is it? Anyway, this is the source of what Rico's talking about. So we'll just listen to a little bit of what he's saying here.
Alright guys, so I'm gonna create this video and it's gonna take a little bit of time. There's gonna be some of you that agree with me and are here to listen, and then some of you that are just gonna click away, probably unfollow me, block me, whatever. Totally fine. In today's age, it's kind of tough to hold a
Okay, yeah, we gotta get rid of this.
Hold a conversation with someone that doesn't agree with you.
There's no reason for this to be in 1080. Wasn't. There we go.
But there's somebody by the name of Esther Nafil, or Esther, I hope I said that right, Esther, who tweeted out that in order to start seeing some solid movement of reversal in AMC price action, would be to have a share offering. Whoa. Now, I actually didn't look at it this way. I thought of Esther as also a shill, and
Shills calling out other shills. So, do you remember when over here on Reddit, good old Reddit, AMC Stock subreddit, I mean, they threatened Adam Aaron, his wife, his kids. They threatened, you know, it was like, you better not offer more shares. Not until we squeeze. Okay. Oh, what doing, Ken? It's not like, you know, this rich guy, and I'll say it, this rich asshole. He's a rich asshole. But, I mean, Citadel has locations all over the world. They have, you know, international business. So, I mean, it's silly. It's just silly. But, you know, it was like, if you offer more shares, I mean, you know, it would be as bad as, like, all the insiders selling their shares and cashing out. Oh, well, wait a minute. That's actually what happened. So all the stuff that, you know, all the stuff that was like unfathomable back over the summer is now, maybe they are cracking. Maybe they are cracking. I was trying to think of a term for something that you love and hate, or like something like that. I couldn't come up with it. I don't know. Maybe there isn't even a term for it. The best I could come up with was Sword of Damocles, which is not it at all. But I mean, I think that the AMC grifters have the Sword of Damocles hanging over their head, because, you know, these apes are, this situation is getting, I think it's getting volatile. I think it's getting to a point where I'm seeing comments on videos that I never would have seen, not on my videos, on these types of videos. Like, I wish I had, what was it? I don't know if it was on this. Oh man. Here, this might be it. When this is over, I'm staying away from stocks with an intent of a short squeeze, staying to the basics of good stocks and good TA. That is the comment I was thinking of. Now, when have you ever seen a comment like this on an AMC video? Unless it was one of my videos. I'm staying away from stocks with an intent of a short squeeze. I thought that was like that, you know, that's interesting. I mean, interesting. So, anyway, can you imagine? They're actually now saying that offering shares will cause the Moass. Okay, I want to hear we'll hear the justification.
We shared ideas on the stock back and forth with Dave as well, with Trey, with
our little circle jerk group.
Adam Aaron was like
okay, all right.
Very short term suck because these share offerings were literally announced and finished within a week. Every single one of them. All of the shares were bought up pretty much instantly. What you guys need to understand is, yes, retail is holding 90%. Adam Aaron was like legit about that, but the price isn't moving.
Adam Aaron was legit about that. Okay, Rico. So you are grifting right here because retail does not own 90% of the motherfucking shares. They do not. They 100% do not own 90%. It's 190%. No. And this shit comes from filings. 13F filings, import filings, etc. So, you know, I addressed that already. I'm not going to go off on a tangent. But no, retail does not own 90%. Look at this right here. You can see Vanguard and BlackRock each own over 40 million shares. And that's 9% and 8% right there. So, you know, the rest of the shares would literally have to be owned by retail. And look at all these institutions. Look at all these funds. And then you have the insiders that own 6%. So, no to the 9%.
Moving. Okay. What needs to happen? All right. If you look at the AMC chart, guys, there hasn't been massive amounts of buying volume coming in. The only time it has been here.
Okay. We're getting into the meat and potatoes here. So we got to listen to and I watched this whole video through earlier. I had to use substances to get myself through it. I'm not going to lie. But caffeine. I'm talking about caffeine. Listen to the justification. So, for the share offering.
The AMC chart, guys. There hasn't been massive amounts of buying volume coming in. The only time it has been here. Right? And then buy button removal. That fuckery. Which people ended up rebuying. That's why you have extra spikes, because people sold because they got scared. And then people bought back up and you get that spike again. And then over here as well.
Okay.
You get this initial one and then this big one over here. What happened these two times on AMC? Over here, there was a share offering. Over here, there were two share offerings. So far, 3 for AMC stock. Now, Adam Aaron in this, in the...
Okay, so pausing right there. Not seeing a lot of buying volume. By the way, he's on Heikinashi candles. Whatever. And you don't see massive amounts of buying. Well, the volume candles, I mean, I guess you could set it different ways, but typically, right, if the price candle is green, the volume candle will be also green. You also could have the candles on previous day, previous close mode, so that might change some of them. So it could either be, is it higher than it was today, or is it higher than it was yesterday? And you can have it either way. But so anyway, what happened at both of these, all of these points where it spiked? Share offerings. Share offerings. I mean, the trading volume around these times, I don't care about this middle one. That was earnings. maybe. I don't know. Yeah, earnings right there. But this outer one on the right and this one on the left, certainly that one and a quarter billion shares right there, but the rest of these are like 600, it's half of that, roughly 600 million, which is more than the float was then. It's more than the float. You also had high short volume, short interest at that point. So you had a lot of short selling, which would inflate the trading volume as well. Not synthetic shares. Also here, kind of the same deal. The volume 700 million, more than the float. Total more than the float. And he's going to talk about how many shares were added. And I've looked at this too on Y charts with the shares outstanding, and you can see it go up, and essentially it got multiplied like 5 times over that period. So yeah, this is a very good example of correlation versus causation. Correlation versus causation. So because things are correlated, because they happened around the same time, that does not imply that it was caused by that event. So in other words, shares offered, you have these run-ups. Did GameStop issue shares here too? Why did this run up? If it were it not for GameStop, would this have happened? The original DD for this was on GameStop. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it was on GameStop. And I'm not a GameStop purist at all. This is just the stock that was cheaper and so brought more people in, and was something that, unlike BlackBerry, this, you could actually, you could see AMC out in the world. You could go to their store, to their locations. They actually did something that people care about. But, whatever. BlackBerry, I don't know. I had a BlackBerry once. 15 years ago. Something like that. But, so now we're saying that these spikes came because of these share offerings, which I think were like 50 million shares. I forget exactly, but, isn't that a little bit absurd to link those things like that? I mean, hey, if there's empirical evidence, now that's different. It's empirical evidence. AMC is the poor man's GME. I like that. Yep. And BlackBerry was the poorer man's AMC, or GameStop, or Express, or one of those even lower rung meme stocks. But see, I would argue, if I had to make this thesis or explain this, I mean, I would say that it was less to do with the share offering, the added shares, because their shares, you didn't have to have more shares available. That's not what is stopping retail investors from buying the stock. I mean, it's just not. Retail doesn't own 90% of the stock, first of all. They don't own 90%. So that implication is there's no shares available. Well, that's never been the case. There's always somebody who's willing to sell it. So there's that. Number two, what else happened around this time last year? What else happened going into 2020 to 2021? what was it wasn't shares that were when shares were issued, but what else was issued? Stimulus checks, unemployment, and that, to me, explains why there was so much retail engagement in these stocks more than anything else. Yes, people were at home. Yes, people were bored. They got involved in the stock market. But what facilitated that really was the availability of funds to throw into this shit. So they had money. They had more money than they needed. That they had more money. A lot of people had more money than they had before when they were working before the pandemic. And so they had disposable. You can see that on any. You can look at personal savings, the personal savings chart put out by the Federal Reserve or whatever, and it shows this, that it spiked up during the pandemic when stimulus was abundant, and now it's back down to where it was before. So remember when they said we lifted all these people out of poverty? It's the most people lifted out of poverty ever in one fell swoop, or scoop, I guess. But now all those people were back into poverty. So yeah, it was cocaine-induced poverty removal, like because of the stimulation, that artificial. I guess cocaine's not artificial, but it's just easier to say. Coke-induced furor, and you had this money. So, and why these times? That's anybody's guess, I guess. But you had this high short interest. You had the confluence of a lot of things. You have a lot of factors coming together. It wasn't just the share offering. I don't even know if that's responsible at all for it. But yeah, correlation, causation. This is a rookie mistake.
Now, Adam Aaron in this in the last earnings call said this. Okay, and I hope you guys will just listen. If you want to leave a dislike, totally fine. I don't give a fuck.
Whoa! I don't give a fuck. Yeah, so we got stimmies. Dead cat bounce might happen when apes get their tax returns. That's a good point. I didn't think about that. I did not think about that. Crack, yeah, you can say crack. Crack cocaine. Yeah. So let's see what he.
Something that I'm
just curious about the number of.
We kept our word that our shareholders, to our shareholders in 2021. It is widely known that we are essentially out of more common shares that can be issued to the public in any quantity. Although a decade ago, our board did authorize the potential issuance of preferred shares if we so choose. So, I'm gonna say this: if you guys don't want Adam Aaron to issue more shares in share offering, which they call equity program, share at the market equity offering, right? They're gonna do it anyways. Okay, and you guys are gonna start screaming out fuckery, Adam Aaron this, Adam Aaron that. He's against us. He is not against you.
He's not against you, even though he sold millions of dollars worth of shares. I would love to see how Rico would defend that. How would he answer that? Oh, you say he's not against you. You say he's a silverback. He supports the apes. He wants the Moass. He knows it's coming, and he's Then why did he sell his shares? Why did he sell them when he sold them? Good questions. I don't know. How would Rico? What would he say? What is the justification? What kind of mental gymnastics do you have to do to be able to, to know that? Yes, Adam Aaron did this. It's public record. We know it. We know he did. It's not made up. So you know that. You should know that. He should know that. If he doesn't know that, then that's truly negligent. but at the same time turn around and say, Adam Aaron is not against you. And it couldn't even, maybe it's not even that Adam Aaron would be against you, but he doesn't give a, Adam Aaron, his job is not to facilitate a short squeeze. Nor is it really to cultivate this, although I know the apes take everything, literally everything, as some kind of sign, right? Like the tweet where Adam Aaron was talking about the Rorschach test or something, and had a dollar sign as the Batman symbol in the air. Like that was the new sign. Oh, and Lou said he said this this was months ago. I'll give you the bat signal. Remember when Lou said that? I'll give you the bat signal when it's time to sell, or something like that. So, you know, but I don't know, that kind of stuff, like that. This is the real manipulation, if you ask me. If you ask me. Many people did not ask me.
He knows how to run a business. He's run, I believe 3 very...
Okay, I don't care about that.
In the summer of 2021, we will sit on the sideline. We will not do any more share offerings. We will find other means to get AMC profitable, get rid of our debt, and maybe issue some dividends for you guys because you've been there for us, which I think is going to happen. So,
well, then you don't know about the bonds then, right? Like, the bonds prohibit a dividend, actually, until, you know, certain conditions are met. So, wow, this guy, like, is this the same? It's the same guy that was talking about what was that last time? I don't even remember. There's so many, I don't even remember. But it was so poorly researched that I just, like, I couldn't believe it. Oh, FTDs. Yeah, it is. It is the same guy. Wow. Okay, that's awesome. Rico. The apes believe that the CEOs can't sell during a squeeze. Insider selling is a sign of the Moass. I get behind that. Rico would say, quote, he told everyone he was going to sell for estate planning. The guy is 60 plus years old. I think I actually have heard that. I believe I've heard that. Like, you know, he's got a plan for his future too, and he's further along than you guys are. So, you know, cut him a break. If you believe multimillionaire CEO didn't have proper estate planning, you are a muppet. Yeah, I would agree with that too. So, yeah, that's a lot. It's a lot of money. And like Mr. Rico said, you know, he's been a successful CEO of other major corporations, or he's worked at other major corporations, like in an executive capacity. So, I mean, did he really need that money? Need, you know, probably not need, but at that point, it's not about need. And, you know, let's be honest, in terms of the apes, you need to be able to sell your AMC shares for $1.7 million a piece per share. I mean, this goes a little bit beyond need, but anyway, let's see here. Bat signal, right?
he said, summer of 2021, sit on the sidelines. What happened since the summer of 2021? Anybody want to raise their hand?
So hear
From
more
June,
of this.
we are now down 76%.
What also happened during the summer of 2021? Anyone? Yeah, stimulus ran out. We ran out of crack, ran out of cocaine. And if you lived in a red state, which is kind of fitting, right? Red state, like I do in Ohio, our wonderful governor said, You're getting off the cocaine early. Get off that cocaine. Get off the crack. Bitch, give me that crack. And he took the crack, and we haven't heard from him since. But us people that are lucky enough to live in a red state, we felt that squeeze first, I think. Well, we weren't the first, but we were once one or two of the states doing it. Republicans are the GOP is very like, we're gonna fuck people over like that too. Oh, you guys are doing that? Wow, we're gonna do that too. Don't say gay. Don't say gay. Yeah. So, what else happened during the summer besides AMC not issuing more shares? Well, the pandemic raged on, and we had, going into later part of the year, we had 2 variants that were, a problem. And kind of ironically, simultaneously, we cut back the stimulus for individuals. And, what happened to AMC? I mean, AMC is dominated by, largely inexperienced retail investors. Not all, but, all the Reddit crowd, all the, what I call uninformed retail investors. Your back cores, dumb money. And those are the people that, didn't have extra money. They didn't have the discretionary, disposable income to just throw into the stock market. That didn't stop some of them, but they did. They didn't have it. Adam Aaron is a pimp. He told the apes he was going to fuck them over by selling, and like good little hoes, the apes continued to give their pimp their money. That's pretty good. Back. So, yeah, he did. I mean, it was, that was one of those earnings calls where he said, like, well, okay, at least in any case now, he can't say, like, what he loved to say before. He would always say this. He said it multiple times. I haven't sold a single share. Well, he can't say that anymore. That's all. What's he going to say now? I only sold 2 million shares, or however many it was. So, yeah, what else happened there? The faucet, the money faucet, got turned off. The goose stopped laying those golden eggs, to quote Clay Davis, state senator.
And by the way, we are still in pre-January run-up. I was early in where we were in the positioning. I believe we are about to go to 8 Oblade, who is in Dave's Discord. This is a shout out to you. You were right when you told me this. Okay, so huge shout out to you. I've gotten rid of the Rico who slams this and that. I've transferred my YouTube channel into just going into DD.
I like the other Rico better, because this DD has been terrible so far. Not even just this, but that FTD VD was.
So I believe we're about to
doo-doo.
Go, let's say, another 20%, 27% down to about $12 or so. That's my prediction. Some people say no, that we found support. We're about to rock it. Sounds good. I thought that same thing over here on this bear flag. I thought we were ready to go again, and then we got shot down, and it was the worst time of my life.
The bear flag, wouldn't it go down anyway? That's what a bear flag is. What did he say?
Now that we found support, we're about to rock it. Sounds good. I thought that same thing over here on this bear flag. I thought we were ready to go again, and then we got shot down, and it was the worst time of my life. Because I was big into the whole FTD thing with December and January once. So
maybe he saw my video. Maybe he saw it. Sounds like he may have realized the error of his ways with FTDs. So now we're on to share dilution, or, dog shit delusions. God. Okay.
What do we think of this? That's a weak AR that immediately goes into a higher up thrust. This looks distributive. Honestly, looks like a head and shoulders.
I don't
think
know.
we're about to go down for several days.
That's a bit of a stretch. It's probably a bit of a stretch. And, I mean, more TA, what about all the other ones? What about all the George W's that didn't play out? What about the Doritos? What about the double Doritos? Where's Astro? What would Astro say about that? What would Astro say? Cock and balls pattern. Double Dorito pattern. I don't think.
I'm wrong. I hope we rock it. I'm long. I do not have a short position like JP Morgan and possibly somebody else that
What's wrong with having a short position? There's just so much ignorance when it comes to this notion that, oh, if you're short, you are a scum. You're a bad person. You're an evil institution. Maybe you just think the stock's going down, and it's a function of the market that is completely legal. It is a completely legitimate way to profit in the market, and studies have shown, there's been so many studies, papers written about this, that short selling actually improves market conditions. It helps with price discovery, it helps with liquidity, it helps with all these things. So, I guess if your stonks only go up, then you would think that going down is bad, but you don't want stocks to just fucking go up uncontrollably. Don't want that. That's what happened for different reasons, but I mean, in the 20s, that was more because margin. And I suppose you could look at it as kind of a form of stimulus in like an analogous way. So you could buy $1,000 of stock by putting 10% down. So it was 90% margin. Pay $100, buy $1,000 worth of stock. And that can snowball very quickly. Double your money a few times, you're in some serious money. But, is that sustainable? No. Was this sustainable? No. Is stimulus sustainable? No, and we're feeling the effects of it now. But anyway, short selling, not a bad thing. Actually, the research is very interesting. On Google Scholar, search for short selling, naked short selling, all these things. And there's a lot of information, a lot of interesting stuff out there. Does short selling cause the price of a stock to decline? Does short selling itself make the price go down? Oh, interesting question. What is a short ladder attack? I was reading about this earlier. There's very little mention of the term short ladder attack before January of 2021 on the internet at large. There's a couple things that mention it, but it's not really. And then you see, stuff like this over here. think I just maybe just searched for short ladder attack. And you see, oh no, it was on Twitter. It was actually on Twitter. But anyway, textbook short ladder attack. Where is the textbook? I would like to see the textbook. There is no textbook. It doesn't say it. You know, it's not on Investopedia. If it ain't on there, I don't know. But I'm not short. God, you have to be a scumbag to be short.
You know, who deleted his Twitter. Anyways, so I think this is where we are. Now, let me go into the actual topic of this video in regards to share offerings and
good.
how they correlate to convertible bonds.
Okay.
How is AMC going to get rid of their debt and finally be able to be profitable, give out dividends, really get into the NFT space, partnerships, possibly a merger?
All that stuff talked about last summer.
While not having to deal with their debt. A share offering does that. Will it create downside? You don't know if it will or not. In January, it didn't. In June, it was minimal before we rocketed up. And to be honest, we're down 76%, and I see this fractal heading down lower. So I'm a big believer in Wyckoff theory. I believe we're going to go down lower, and I believe there's going to be a share offering. Either you guys...
Badback's got a good point here. Apes believe downward price action can only come from evil short attacks. They're so oblivious to how the market works, even something as simple as how buy-sell affects price. So that's exactly right. It's something that I've, been kind of reading about or have read about a lot, trying to understand this stuff from this, internal point of view, how the order book works, how the continuous double auction, which is what the market is, the continuous double auction works, how orders are matched, bid-ask spread, all these things that are fundamentals, and a lot of people don't really understand them, but it's not really an issue, because at the end of the day, they're investing based on fundamentals. They're a technical trader. But their goal is to make money, and they have their way of doing it. And how this stuff works, and FTDs and short exempt and stuff, that's not on their radar, because it doesn't matter. Quite frankly, it doesn't affect their ability to make money or lose money. Win some, you lose some. And why did the price of AMC go down when it hit? Why did it shoot up when it shot up here? Why did it go down? Well, you can go in and look and see that, well, there's a lot of selling, and people who bought at, these are incredibly low price levels here, $2, $3, $5, and it's now up to the $50, $60 price range. Most people, would take profits. That's what happened. But they believe hedge funds continue to buy and sell shares back and forth to each other, doing so at lower than current prices, making the price go down. That is the classic ape definition of short ladder attack, I believe. And that's what Badback's saying. And that's what you see on Reddit. But you also see on Reddit something that disputes that, and I have it right here, but I have it on the other computer, so I'll put it in this chat and then pull it up on the other computer. Oops. This is from Reddit. So Reddit's not all bad. It's just that damn AMC stock subreddit. Did that go? Yeah. So the myth of the short ladder attack. And so I found this earlier, and talks about orders, bid asks, national best bid and offer, why short attacks don't work, and there's other stuff out there that is actually hedge fund managers like Andrew Left and the other dude, Carson Block. they've both commented on it. And I guess if you don't believe anything that an institutional investment manager would say, then I guess it doesn't matter. But they both say they've never heard of it. They don't know what it is. Mark Cahotis has said the same thing too. What's a short ladder attack? Never heard of it. Don't know what you're talking about. It's not anything that I know about. And I've been a hedge fund guy for 40 years, is what he said. So, or 30 years, whatever. So, and then you can go full delusional and say, not only is it shorting, not only are they shorting it down, that's a favorite phrase, shorting it down, they shorted it down, they naked shorted it down. They naked shorted it down. Like, okay, any selling is naked shorting then, I guess. Okay.
You guys are going to be the ones to save AMC, or Adam Aaron is. He's going to take heat from you guys, and then we're going to rock it up, and you guys are going to eat your words. It's just the way it is. If you guys don't want to follow me anymore, that's fine. But I've been wrong on stuff.
That's called delusional, bias, non-evidence based, which is a terrible way to be doing this.
I've opened my mind to different things, and I see this, and I believe Esther is 100% right, and Esther is the biggest shill, right? A bear. He's a bear because he sees the bear scenario, and he tries to warn people, so I respect that. Yeah, so let me go into it right now. Let's go into the January one. What happened in January?
Okay.
All right. With Trey starting to talk about AMC after Keith Hill talked about GME. We were a big downtrend here, and retail stepped in. Okay. But was it all retail? What happened here? Let's go into the press release here. January 27th. In an 8-K filing, the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission on January 25th, AMC announced entry into an equity
50 million shares. So that was 50 million shares. How many shares existed then? I'm not gonna go through all this whole video because I mean we pretty much see the point here. The premise here, the argument, the logical foundation of this argument is flawed. So, I don't think it really behooves us to continue with it, but I do want to look at how many shares were there, and there's 50 million shares. Come on, get the hell off there. Oops, didn't want that one. Where is it? There it is. Okay. Okay, so I guess we have to go back 3 years at this point. Yeah, good. Okay, so now there's a lot of shares being added here that he's not talking about. He's talking about 3 share offerings. So some of these are, convertible bonds and, stuff like that, whatever. But that's over 100 million from December 31st. To January 22nd. And this is shares outstanding. I know. Not the float, but this is best we can do with data. 224 to 339. So that's more than 100 million there. And then 50 million there. Okay, so from February to March, so that month, you go from 377 to 450, so that's another almost 100 million. And then you stick around at 450 for a while, and then go from 450 to basically just go up. December 31st to February 24th. By 3 million. A little less than 3 million. Anybody know about that? Anybody know about that 3 million? I'm not quite sure about that. Oh, I just got a notification. U.S. House approves $13.6 billion in Ukraine aid government funding bill. Breaking news. Maybe they'll buy AMC stock with it. maybe that's the catalyst. I'm not quite sure why what about this 3 million here, but you know, to use his theory though, this should have made the price go up because you have more shares. So adding more shares makes the price go up. And here we see it in chart form, table form. So, you know, you went from 103 million shares pretty much through 2020, 100 million to 500 million throughout that time. Now, you know, the interesting question, what would have happened if they hadn't done that? Or if it had been, you know, just doubled or tripled even? You know, what would have happened? I don't know. Because, you know, more shares is more shares. It's a double-edged sword, maybe. But yeah, I think he's lost too. He's got arrogance, yeah, doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about, but he does so confidently, knowing people follow his word, causing him to lose money. And that is the, you know, that's the MO of these grifters. Like, you could say the same thing about Trey. Like, his and short the VIX, like, that kid, all three of them, you know, and you put any of your favorite ones in there, but Trey is like, you know, Trey is like got that confidence. Short the VIX has got that confidence. This guy's got that confidence. Creative investor. And it's like, it turns me off anyway. Even if what they were saying was true, it would rub me the wrong way because it's not, they don't even try to be objective. They don't know, it's not on their radar at all. It's just perma bullish all the time, you know. I mean, that, you know, I should put that video out. I should put that video out and say, you know, just make something up. Like create, I don't know, I could even create a fake news article, like edit it, you know, edit the article or something, and or whatever, and say, you know, these Ukrainian apes are I don't know. It's probably not a good idea. But maybe get some views, at least anyway. That's what it's all about, right? Put out whatever bullshit you can so you can get views on your video. So, yeah, I mean, so this is the deal here. And I'm going to skip ahead and see.
From here, you got your boom boom. And then you got another boom boom. And then when they
okay,
so there's probably already shares available, so people were able to buy beforehand. It's like, yeah, we're gonna do a equity program again, 50 million shares. Announces it the 25th, right? And you gotta take into account probably people in the company. This was the first run up, so there's probably already shares available, so people were able to buy beforehand. So I'm sure insiders knew that this was gonna happen. Let me show you what that did to the stock. In January 25th, that's when it was announced, right? January 25th is right here. This is a Monday. It's this.
I skipped ahead quite a bit.
This is
he's
when
still talking about January shit. He's still like trying to explain that. I mean, but explain this. 1.25 billion shares. You're talking about a fucking addition of 50 million shares. How does this compute? How does that make any sense? 50 million in context of 100. I always want to say 1.25 billion. 50 million in the context of 1.25 billion and hundreds of millions around it. Like 50 million is like a piss in the wind, really. It's not that much.
From here, you got your boom boom. And then you got another boom boom. And then when they said on the 27th that it was completed, they said it was completed on the 27th. This was a 570% rise that took 2 days off of 2.153 billion in volume. That's your volume.
So why does 50 million matter to that at all? Like, Does he not hear what he's saying?
Spike. Okay? And I'm sure that these candles beforehand was just insiders that knew it was coming, probably a week before. So they started buying the stock. Okay?
How do you know that? How do you know that? You don't know that. The retail frenzy was already starting.
Back here in January, I believe back here in January we had, who was it, Silver Lake? Yes, we had Silver Lake. Silver Lake had bonds, convertible bonds in AMC stock.
So that's where a lot of those other shares came from.
There's some, organizations that run up from the share offering, and Silver Lake made a fucking 2 days later.
They made a lot of money.
Adam Aaron, whatever. Okay, let's go into May, June.
All right, let's go into
Second thing, right here. Yes. AMC Entertainment Holdings.
43 million shares. That's it.
Holdings completes 43 million share at the market equity offering and raises 428 million in additional equity capital. This was announced.
Now, he didn't continue reading. Why didn't you continue reading, Erika? Before commissions and fees, at an average price of $9.94 per share. And this started on April 29th. Started on April 29th. This is from May 13th. Average price of $9.94 per share. Average price. So some were higher, some were lower. Well, but let's just cherry pick the big numbers. 43 million, 428 million, $9.94. No, we don't want to talk about that. No. Fucking goddamn fucking disingenuous bullshit. Jesus.
April 29th. And it was able to raise 428 million, blah, 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 before commissions and fees at an average price of $9.94.
Oh, he said it.
Cents a share.
He said it that time.
That was announced the 29th. It was complete.
But that's it. That's the end of that line. No further investigation needed.
The 13th. About 2 weeks. May 13th. Let's go into here. So, May 13th, what happened? The stock is trading, yada, yada, yada. May 13th, you got your fucking boom boom candle. When the share offering was fucking announced. Okay.
No. Well, the share offering was announced, as in it had ended.
Okay. You got that pop. You got some people selling off of that pop. Okay, and when was it done?
Well, I hate the fact that he's using Heikinashi candles too, because you're not really seeing the price action. You're not really supposed to. I mean, you're not. You can do whatever the fuck you want. You can do whatever the fuck you want. But in my opinion, and in the opinion of others, some others, Heikinashi candles, they have a use. But if you're actually trying to look at the price action, the historical price action, what actually happened, which is what the chart shows you, that's all that this is showing you, is what did this thing sell for in the past, and how many of them, not even how many of them sold at these prices. You need volume profile for that, which I have not seen a single AMC YouTuber ever look at. Never. I would, if anybody has seen it, I would like to know, but I've never seen an AMC YouTuber look at the volume profile, look at how many shares were traded at these different levels. I'm not aware of it. Now, I haven't watched every video because I would have probably harmed myself if I had done that. But this is the price of the stock and how many shares were traded on the day that the price did this. So, but Heikinashi takes those value, take the high, low, open, and close values, and it does some other math to it. I forget exactly. There's a formula that computes these new candles, these Heikinashi candles. So what it does is it takes the noise out, it takes the high and low, it takes all the like spurious, like, you know, super high, super low. So the Heikinashi close, you take the open and high and low and close, you add it's an average over, wait a minute, yeah, it's open, high, low, close divided by 4. That's the close. And open is the Heikinashi open plus the Heikinashi close of the previous day. So you're taking the previous day and the previous day's open and the previous day's close and dividing that by 2. That's your opening. The high is the maximum of the daily high, the Heikinashi open, and the Heikinashi close is the highest, and the Heikinashi low is the minimum of the low, Heikinashi open, Heikinashi close. So you are not seeing the actual price action. You are seeing, you know, an average smoothed out, version. So here is a good example right here. So, you know, now look at this here on the right on the price axis. So the Heikinashi values are different. So the actual close of this candle was 266.57. When you run Heikinashi on it, the close is 267.71. Right? Because the Heikinashi close is open, high, low, close divided by 4. So it's not going to come out to the same value. But, you know, more importantly, kind of for me, is like it does smooth out these trends. Takes this down, this black candle in here, and it makes it white. That is, I believe, this one. Oh, this one. But, and makes it easier to see this trend, makes it easier to see this downtrend, and so forth. But, you know, but you're missing, what you're missing though is stuff like this here. This gap up here. You're missing this gap up. You don't see it. It's not reflected here because it's smoothed out. You're not seeing these gaps here. It's smoothed out. You're not seeing this candle with a candlestick and a long wick on the bottom. You're not seeing that. You're not seeing this doji candle and so forth. You're not see how choppy this is. You're not seeing that. It's smoothed out. Now it's good. You can, you know, it's good for some purposes. It's averaged. The actual daily closing price is not seen on a chart. You see an averaged. It is important that the trader is aware of the actual price, not just the Heikinashi averaged values. Gaps, it talks about gaps right there. Yes, gaps. So, and it talks about how to interpret the charts. But, you know, I never keep it on. I don't even really ever use it. But notice that Rico does. Astro always used Heikinashi. Some of the other guys use Heikinashi all the time. And also, when you change this to Heikinashi, and I think that's why this RSI looks so weird. Like, look at all this weirdness here. The indicators use the Heikinashi. They use whatever the candles you have on. Oops. So, you know, if I go to this Bitcoin and turn on Heikinashi, well, if you look at this TTM squeeze indicator here, this might not be a good one to see it because it doesn't really change. It does change. I mean, it does change, but it's shifting it a little bit over. But more so with different indicators. it's going to change. It changes the input data, essentially. Not changing too much. But it does change. And I just don't like, I don't like that necessarily. So yeah, it's making it like choppier, making it like have these weird type of, movements in it anyway. It's not a great idea. But so was this really, did it really do that? I don't know. I don't remember. He's talking about this in here, right before that run up. Here. And it looks like, is that a logarithmic scale too? Is that a log scale? I think it is. Yeah, because these are 4, so it's not even. So you got to go to log. Of course, that makes it look more fun. Makes it look way more fun. Yes. You go log scale and Heikinashi, and man, you got yourself a winner. Yeah, look at that. Oh yeah, it's so easy. Just follow the candles. And in reality, it's way choppier, and you turn off this log scale, and it looks more boring. It's more flat. Oh, it is a toxic asset. I agree with that. It is toxic. So yeah, when you look at it with regular fucking candles and a regular scale, and not logarithmic, not Heikinashi. Yeah, that's definitely log. It's definitely Heikinashi. Everything's way more exaggerated because the scale is stretched out and the candles are smoothed out. So yeah, it's easy to analyze this and say, oh yeah, look, there's an uptrend, and then there's people sold, and then it popped up when you're looking at it that way. But on here, I mean, yeah, you have red candles, and I have the volume off, but it's a lot different. Like this red candle here on the 28th of May, it's green on here. So Heikinashi changes the color, and we saw that on this example where it will change the color of candles that are in the middle of a trend. Which, if you are trading that trend, longer term, and say not, maybe, I don't know, 15 minutes or something, maybe, it'll be like what it looked like today. What it looked like today. And it's still pretty barcodey a little bit, but like yesterday. Oh, is this what's gonna happen here? And it's not really gonna predict, but that looks like it could be a trend reversal, but it's not. That's on 15. But anyway, you can use Heikinashi kind of as an indicator in and of itself for active trading. But I don't really like it for search and DD, because it's just not, you're kind of deceiving yourself. You're not really seeing the exact reality.
Off of that pop. Okay, and when was it done? The 13th. Right, so the offering was the 29th. So, sorry, 29th. You got a little bit of downside, right? That scared some people.
Right here.
right? And then you started people buying it up, and then as soon as they said, "Okay, we're done. We sold all the shares." Boom. Massive boom booms. You got some people that sold off, and then this is when the next play came into effect. Right here. I sold off, and then this is when the next play came into effect. Right here. AMC says it has already completed share offering, raises $587 million more dollars. Right here. June 3rd. Remember this date. AMC said it sold 11.55 million shares at an average price of $50.85. They did a set.
Okay. Yeah, again, 11 million. 11 million at approximately $50. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. 11 million shares. I mean, you had probably, well, it's hard to know, but let's go over here to Thinkorswim, because I have been playing around with an indicator, a couple indicators here of volume indicators, because volume is it's the most overlooked, I think, indicator sometimes, but it's potentially one of the most important. So volume here, candles, but then so down here, squeeze, and then this is called volume average dual color, and it is, let's see, I have a few different ones that are like this. So it's this one here, and what it does is it takes the difference of the low and close divided by the high and low and defines that as buying. It takes, and then it kind of does the opposite here, or it takes the volume times the high minus the close divided by the high and low. So that's defined as selling. So then that gets, selling gets painted as green, and buying gets painted as red. So because Thinkorswim does not allow the charts to actually access the time and sales data, which is weird, that's the way that you have to do it, with basically kind of figuring it that way. But today, what is it saying? It's saying buy volume was 25 million today. Yesterday, so yesterday buy volume was 35 million. So let us go back, oops, not that much, to this area right here. See, I was worried I didn't switch the screen. Okay, so here's the day. Here's just 6-2. Here's the run up, and what we're seeing, this is saying 766 on the up volume. Total, no, that's, maybe that wasn't right. No, I have to make it label everything, because I'm getting it wrong. Okay, that makes more sense. So it, yeah, trying to modify one of these to so that it actually shows both. It's just saying on the second here, sell volume was 208 million. So up volume, or buy volume then would have been around, 550 million. Let's call it that. So obviously way more buying than selling. And then when we come to the third, though, you're seeing total volume of 600 million, sell volume of 335 million. And then the next day, more. So you can kind of see that correlates, like the price rises, you have more in this green section. When it's a down day, you have more in the way more in the red section, and it seems to correlate pretty well. Is it exact? No. Here's one. This is August 24th. So 75 million sell volume. So there are other ones that I have here too, like buying versus selling volume. And they're pretty much the same. Pretty much the same. It's exactly the same. So, but it's not displaying it the same though, because this one says 1.2 million selling. The bottom one says 1.2 million selling, but you can't see the red here. All on that. You can see it on the other one. Anyway, kind of interesting indicator to use. Maybe it's because I have this like that. I don't know. So let's see, what do you say? Going back to this section here. This area. And you know, I mean, we know that it is because they're red candles, but how much, you know, really matter, I guess.
Second share offering, not at $9, not at us.
No, $50.
This is just from shares being bought up, natural price movement, believe it or not. I believe it is gamma exposure. Okay, even though Gary said that it wasn't gamma exposure.
Well, Gary didn't talk about June, did he? He didn't talk about AMC.
Shares being bought up, natural price movement, believe it or not. I believe it is gamma exposure. Okay, even though Gary said that it wasn't gamma exposure. This could be institutional buying off of the share offering and retail buying and holding. Okay, so say institutions sold off here. Who bought this? Retail bought this. Institutions sell again. Who bought this? Retail bought this. You guys have been holding.
That's like pretty unsubstantiated, like retail institutions selling, retail buying. I don't know how you would know that. There's no way you could know that.
Okay, while institutions dumped, you've bought. Institutions dumped, you bought. Institutions dumped, you've bought. Share offering, institutions bought with you.
But let's just assume that that's true. Let's just assume that what he's saying is true, because retail did buy a lot of the stock. Again, why? How? They, you know, there was stimulus. They had money to do it. They don't have money to do it now. Otherwise, and this is, I'll stand by this statement. If retail had the funds to buy AMC stock, they would have done it on March 3rd. Why didn't they buy it on March 3rd? Why was the volume piss poor on March 3rd? That was supposed to be the day. 24.8 million. It was less than today. I mean, and it was like, just looking at these volume bars, it's low. Like, really low. Substantially lower than every day around it, going back kind of far. Well, gotta go back farther than that to see, but I mean, you got to go back to November around Thanksgiving, around the time my channel was deleted. Yeah, right around that time, to see volume that low. And there have been some days peppered in here and there, but you know, yeah.
You bought, they dumped. You bought, they dumped. You've been fucking holding. At the end of the day, it's gonna be you guys that save the company. Okay, but you have to take into account.
Who cares about the company?
We do not move.
Who cares about the company? We're here for the squeeze, damn it.
The stock entirely. We need institutions. We need them. We need long, positive institutions that want to go long on AMC. It's very hard for people to understand that, and it's only apes, apes, apes. Apes are what is holding. Apes are the fucking gorilla glue. That's what we are. We're the gorilla fucking glue.
Ooh, that's good. That's a good one. Actually, that's good. I wonder if he came up with that. Apes are the gorilla glue. I mean, I don't really think it's true, but it's a good saying at least. Catchy.
But we need a share offering, and we need it fucking right now. Because if we don't, we've been holding 90%. Remember someone said, yeah, retail owns about 85 to 90% of the stock. This was said sometime long ago. If we're just
someone said,
and we're down,
someone said at some point long time ago that retail owns 80, 90, 120%. Really? Come on, dude. You're going to have to do better than that. Somebody, what was it? Somebody said, that's what I always trust. Somebody said AMC is going to 5 million per share. Somebody said it. So at some point. Come on. Jeez. This has got to be almost over.
No, Lou was trying to bring you down with JP fucking Morgan, man.
Uh-oh. Okay.
We're going to push up, and then we're going to go again in April. But we need a share offering, and we need it fucking right now. And Esther is right. And Esther, the shill, is going to save AMC. Out of everybody. It's not going to be Lou.
So you need 50 million shares so that they can be offered at an average price of $12. I mean, maybe retail can afford that, but yeah, it sounds like Trump. People are saying, I'm hearing that we can, you can somehow use bleach in the body, or you can use light. They put it in the body. They put it inside of you. Yes. Maybe you did hear that. we all heard that. People are saying, I'm hearing, which where's Dr. Zeno at? Where's Dr. Zeno at when we start talking about these straw man argument prompts? That's what these are. Somebody said, well, people are saying that AMC is going to the moon. I don't know, but people are saying that. Now, I heard, like, okay, really? Somebody said at some point that, I don't know, like, retail owns, like, I don't know, like 80% or some shit. I don't know. They said it, though. Must be true.
No, Lou was trying to bring you down with JP fucking Morgan, man. The evidence is there. It's fucking there.
What do you know about evidence? What do you know about evidence? All I see is evidence of ignorance and grifting. I see a lot of snake oil residue around here. Evidence. Give me a break.
He hasn't responded back to my video.
Why would he?
He doesn't care.
No, he doesn't.
Transparent.
Because he's making more money than you are on this, probably.
Right. Transparency. We're going to $12, most likely. What else?
Lou, the guy who literally records all of his videos in the fucking park or on the street in front of the housing project. I mean, hey, you know, whatever. Everybody's in a different situation. But to me, well, you're the guy who doesn't show his face. I actually got a comment some time ago. Somebody said some time ago that they don't trust anything I say because I don't show my face on my videos. And it's like, well, first of all, I don't care if people don't listen to what I say. Like Rico said, I don't give a fuck. You can dislike the video or whatever. Dislike it or not listen, or, you know, I'm not trusting anything you say until you show your face. Okay? Like, I don't really see what that has to do with anything. There are some people in this AMC grifter community who not only don't show their face, there are, well, one particular one I'm thinking of, doesn't even use his voice. He doesn't even use his own voice. And they have, you know, plenty of subscribers, and people have no problem listening to that. And the scripts that they feed into their text-to-speech are shitty. Like, not only the content, but mispronounces words. Like, I did a couple videos like that, just for fun. One that I really wish I had. I really wish I still had it. It was one of my favorite videos. But talking about simulate and trade. And so, of course, I used the text-to-speech voice synthesis, because why not? And, you know, the premise of the video was, let's see here. God damn it. So, everybody knows this meme, this one. So, you know, everybody's seen this, and they've seen it in different contexts. Like, they've seen different memes that people have put together. That's obviously not correct. You know, I don't know, something like this, or this, or, you know, this. But, you know, each side of this is actually, there's a source to this. It's like this was something. This picture of the cat was from something. This picture of these two ladies is a screen grab from, I don't know, some reality show or something. And so they were put together, but they're taken out of context and put into this thing, make something new out of it. This is Baudrillardian simulation. So, something I got into last year. This idea that, you know, everything is sort of exists in a symbolic, conceptual representation of itself to varying degrees. So, another example, I guess, would be like when there's a Veterans Day parade. You know, at one point, when they had that parade, there were veterans in the parade. Like, it was four veterans. Came home from the war, had the parade, and it happened every year, you know, and those veterans were still there. And then after a while, there's no veterans at the parade, so the parade is in memory of the veterans, but it's not directly, the veterans aren't directly there. So it's a little bit removed from the actual thing. And that can kind of progress out to where, you know, the original thing is just totally lost. And so the original photographs here are lost. And then, you know, you get other versions of this, like here it is on like a sweater, or a shirt, pair of pajamas, you know, or here it is as like Chinese style, Japanese, Asian style art. You know, so this is a graphical representation of something that was put together from two sources. So this idea, it's really interesting to me, because essentially I said that simulate and trade is simulated DD. It simulates, it's like the cat meme, because, you know, there are bits of like, oh yeah, he's looking at the chart. Oh yeah, he's looking at this news article. But whatever is coming out of it is not really due diligence. It simulates it. It looks like it. It's not really that it's fake. It's just simulated DD. So anyway, tangents, but I don't care if people don't like the video because of don't like my content because of no video. I thought about actually trying to use my phone as a camera tonight, but then I ran out of time and whatever, doesn't matter anyway, but I will at some point. I don't have a camera. So, don't have a camera. Or of a squirrel price action. Apparently I said that. Lynn says I said that. Somehow. I don't remember that. I don't remember saying that. I deny that.
Oh, so Silver Lake was back here.
Okay, don't care.
I got nothing else to say for this video. It's a 21-minute video. If you guys stayed till the end, good for you. It's as simple as that. Okay.
Oh.
Thanks for watching. If you guys have
okay. So yeah,
during this.
So what we learned here is that, you know, correlation causation, it's not prudent. Share offering. Is a share offering the reason why the stock went up? Doubtful. I would say it's more to the fact that retail investors had money with which to buy the stock. I mean, you know, that's just, that makes more sense as a reason. Let's see. You know, this Ticker Box channel, they're really getting a lot of mileage out of these old video clips. I mean, old. These are old ass clips. All of them, almost all of them.
Only increased the price about $1. I think that's, I mean, it is a price increase, but it's a nominal price increase. And it was a big success. Our market share, which is normally around 25% in the United States, was 29% on this opening Batman weekend. I guess
this
all
one isn't
signs
old.
go.
I guess this is newer.
There is obviously a dramatic situation in Eastern Europe. Warner Brothers.
Yeah, definitely newer. Okay, so I was wrong on that one. But all the ones with Dave Portnoy.
The Batman movie.
Come on.
From Russia that was supposed to open March 3rd, and in the 11th hour, they said, forget it, you're not getting it. Netflix has come out swinging against Russia. Same with Disney and Universal. You've got a lot of companies saying, forget it, we are not going to be party to this. Russia is the fourth largest film going audience country, and I'm just interested to know how the theater operators feel about Hollywood movie makers saying, we're out.
Well, AMC, the largest exhibitor in the United States and also the largest exhibitor in Europe, we don't actually have any theaters in Russia or the Ukraine or, for that matter, anywhere in Eastern Europe. So we're sort of a bystander.
That sounds like an expansion opportunity to me. Why not? Why don't you have theaters there? Curious to see what he says, though.
This directly, but everyone in the world has their eyes glued to what's going on in the continent of Europe. This is the largest ground war in Europe in more than 75 years. As you're reporting, it's not good for the Dow Jones. It's not good for stocks generally. Obviously, we hope that...
Well, it was today. the largest largest gain in the S&P since June of 2020, and similar in the Nasdaq and the Dow, I believe. I saw that in Bloomberg earlier. Oil crashed or let out. I'm not sure what's going on now, to be honest with you. I haven't looked, but we will right now. Let's go to my thing here. So, in the time that we've been streaming, oil got down to 107. Now it's back up to 109. S&P futures, it's basically sideways. Market close right here, sideways. XLE energy ETF, sideways, but it was down today. Oil ETF down, although oil's up 1%. This is why you don't trade USO on oil. By the way, better off with other things, but so low is 103. Anyway, generally though, no, not good for it. Not good. Not good.
There can be a peaceful resolution to this as soon as possible.
Of course. I want to get quickly to cryptocurrency. You're taking Shiba, Doge, you're delving into this. What is the business benefit that you see long term? We've talked about this for a while, that you're very interested in pursuing crypto, and you're already taking it in some cases. Where do you see the real opportunity for the bottom line?
Well, let me tell you the side benefit of having to program our computers to take cryptocurrency. We also had to program our computers to take Apple Pay, Google Pay, and PayPal payments, and those three already are 15% of our total online ticketing. So already there's been an immediate benefit. Look,
so in other words, the crypto thing was just smoke and mirrors, really. I mean, he didn't say how much was actually in crypto. I can't imagine it would be that much. Cannot imagine it would be that much at all. Like, especially because the price is so volatile. How much would it, weird.
Time will tell how big cryptocurrency is. If there's an enormous
in other words, it's tiny, a tiny sliver of their
AMC
payments, probably.
I think it might be to actually issue our own cryptocurrency, but the regulatory framework around
just what we need, another shit coin. Yeah, just what we need, another shit coin. AMC token, AMC coin. I don't know about that.
Crypto is rapidly changing.
I don't know how old this is, but this is older. I mean, it's a couple weeks at least, because Bitcoin 37. See, they cut off the edge so you can't see, the date or anything. I don't like that. Do not like that. When was it 37,000 though? Because it went up to 40 something recently, right? Or maybe it's back down. Who the hell knows? It could be back down. Probably is. Okay. So, okay, I guess it. No. Yeah, it must have been end of February-ish. That's when Bitcoin was 37 last, I believe.
AMC as a company has always wanted to stay very far on the right side of the law. We certainly would never dream of doing anything but complying with every regulatory.
And see, now they're probably showing something. Either this is to get away from the copyright, or it's because they're showing stuff that has dates on it to show that it's, not current, at least. But yeah, what about this one though? If I hate to do this to you with Tucker, but maybe I just mute
someone
it.
who's actually learned from his experience.
Someone who's actually learned from it. Yeah, I don't even listen to this guy. He's such a can't stand him. But curious to see hedge funds being held responsible. Do need to hear a little bit of it?
Two different things. Number one, finally, the little guy has the ability to fight back through a convergence of technology, the platforms for trading, the ability to communicate as a group. So in the past, you could have never done this before. So there are two types of short sellers in this world. There's legitimate ones that's a natural part of the market, and there's another part that are these hedge funds that gang up and literally will short a stock almost down to zero, out of business. They try to spread negative news. They'll start investigations. And that's what has started with GameStop, massively overshorting the stock. And this, I think, as you said, connects to a far bigger thing than just trying to make a few bucks on it.
Did they, though? Did they overshort it? Really? Did they really? I prefer to gamble in a casino because at least casinos are regulated. They're better regulated. But I mean, the GameStop and AMC short thesis was pretty solid, right? Like, the shit closed down. Why would you not short sell it? I don't know. Doesn't make sense to say they overshorted it. Well, what does that mean? There's no regulate, like there's no limit. I don't know. And remember when Trey talked to this guy? Didn't Trey talk to Jordan Belfort once? Have an interview with him or something? I think he did.
Trey, this is about the end of the movie, the Big Short, where, like I said, all the bad guys went to jail. Ha, just kidding. No one went to jail. So I think everyone knows there's something really wrong in the pit of their stomach. You can silence people, you can deplatform people, you can, break things with bleach spit and hammers and get away with it. Everyone knows whether you're on a Republican or Democrat, there's something wrong. That's why both sides of the aisle united on this one thing. You notice that? Both sides united because it was money sort of takes the politics out of it. So what happened here is these people, like, if you actually dig into the boards like I did, because my first reaction was, oh, there's a pump and dump. But no, it's really not what's going on. If you actually look at the messages, these people are mad. They have something they want to prove. It's not really money. They want to make some money here, but they are angry as hell, and they're sick and tired of getting stomped out by Wall Street, which they have been forever, and they finally now have
imagine the irony of this guy saying that shit. Outrageous. That's where he belongs, on fucking Tucker Carlson. Bottom of the barrel bullshit. Liquidity is gone. Squeeze ready. What? What in the fuck? Dilution will trigger Moass. It's funny how this is like, it's like every little thing just ripples through this community. Like every rumor, every dumb idea, every misinterpretation, everything. It's so weird. Yeah, hide your babies with that guy. Hide your kids, hide your wife, and hide your husbands. Because they're raping everybody out here. I know somebody's got to know what that is. You're vaporizing them. Where do people get this idea that the hedge funds are like shorters of AMC are hurting? So it's so delusional. I mean, I want whatever they're taking to make them think that. I want to be that out there in outer space. Okay. This is the last video that I'm gonna watch, but because yo, what's up? I'm mad as hell, and I'm not gonna take it anymore. Yeah. Okay. Let's see what. So AMC Bigums is the crackhead. Trey is the meth head.
Yo, it's your boy Trey from Trey's coming back again for the freaking YouTube video.
I don't know.
Financial advice.
I don't know if he is or not.
Let's get into the video, guys. Today we're going to give you an update on ticker symbol AMC. There's a couple of things that I'd like to discuss on the day because I did see a couple of things floating around on Twitter that I find to be pretty fascinating. One of them is the idea of debt, right? AMC's debt. I'd like to discuss that a little bit because there was a theory that I saw that I think is pretty fascinating, and it could be a good topic to discuss and perhaps circulate around on Twitter after some thought. You know, I'd also like to go over the SPY, how this is tying into AMC, how this how the movement of AMC is sort of being pushed back and forth right now, and what the reasoning I believe is, and then give you an update on sort of the short thesis that I personally believe is holding back a lot of small and mid-cap companies such as AMC, GameStop, Mullen.
The short thesis that's holding the companies back. Like, you know, holding the companies back because shares have been sold short. Okay.
Cool. Beyond name it, you know, it's all these different names. So we're gonna get into that stuff.
The fucking market rallied today. Biggest one since June of 2020. What is he talking about? What is he talking about? Jesus.
Yeah, that's about it. There you go. Enjoy. That being said, AMC is still range trading, right? AMC is still range trading. You've got this demand zone, green box, supply zone, red box, back and forth, back and forth. There's not much else to say outside of this. But what there is worth noting regarding AMC right now is when the SPY got a relief bounce today, as it had, right? There's actually some really important stuff to consider when you look at this. The SPY got a relief.
He's such a fucking loudmouth. He is such a goddamn loudmouth. I mean, this guy is a fucking pain in the ass to hang out with. Yeah, you got some stuff. You got some stuff. I will show you some stuff right here. Like, oh my god, what a fucking loud fucking
relief bounce coming off of.
You got a relief bounce. Like, you can hear how loud he is. It's reverberating in the room. Oh my God!
The talks regarding oil and Russia. It was a sense of certainty, right? You put a little bit of faith in certainty back in the situation. Doesn't matter if it's necessarily good news or bad news. Good, bad, right? That's not really how the market looks.
Why the shorts recover? Okay.
And it's no coincidence that when that happened,
it's no oh man, what a fucking loudmouth asshole. Okay, I want to hear why the shorts
back
recover.
Into the market, right? That happened with the SPY. And
not because they're legally obligated to or anything. Not because it's legally, you know, obligated to cover the shares, return them to the owners.
It's no coincidence that when that happened, AMC also got a push simultaneously along with the broad market. Now, the reasoning for that is very simple. I've stated this before. I'll state this again. Why I believe that shorts across this stock, amongst many others, are going to slowly cover over the next half a month to 2.5 months is because the uncertainty that they are thriving on in the current market will eventually fade away. Now, I do think that we're going to be looking at the longer time frame. Now, I was a little more on the left previously, just because of how inflation and the Russian war is sort of continuing to evolve. I think that conflict could take some time to wash away. And, you know, if things change, I'll tell you guys my reasoning as to why I would change my theory as well. For the time being, I think that my theory is okay. If you want to poke holes in it, there's videos out there you can go check out. We'll link it like right here. If you want to go check that out, that'll walk you through sort of my thought process. And as things change, I'll update you guys.
Where are those? I don't see those videos.
So that's sort of the situation with AMC, right? You're looking for that certainty in the market because that is going to push this back up as the broad market goes up. Shorts are going to continue to exit positions. A way that you can track this is with IWM, which is the Russell 2000. It's a small mid-cap ETF. Continue to watch the short interest on this stock. And that brings me over to the actual short interest on AMC.
Oh,
the
yay.
short interest was 20.99%, 3.14% cost to borrow maximum. And that number is starting to slowly creep up, right? Check this out.
God, he would make a great right-wing talk show host with that fucking voice. Oh, my God. Well, he said he was a little to the left before, so I guess, does that mean to the right now? I don't know. Yeah, fuck Trey with his fucking... I don't know what's worse, him talking about geopolitical issues or him talking about fucking macroeconomics or economics in general. But talking about the Fed, talking about, you know, macroeconomics. By the way, let's see, borrowed shares 4.47 million. What happened in AMC 2 days ago, so Monday. Oh yeah, it went down, that's right. Oh yeah, that's right, it went down. Of course, silly me. So, what does that mean? Well, short sellers made money. That's what that means. But, you know, that short thesis is what's keeping the stock down.
This green line down here, this bright green line, continuing to slowly creep up towards 1.5-ish% as the utilization remains as high as it was and the short interest remains as it was. Surprisingly decent. All I can think about when I look at that is Twilight. I just think of Pattinson, man. I just think of Pattinson. That doesn't get me. It rubs me the wrong way. It rubs me weird. It rubs me weird.
Don't talk about rubbing yourself.
I don't know about it. But the IWM, 43% short interest, right? So it's very obvious that there's still really heavy shorting that's taking place in these small mid-cap names. But I do think you're starting to witness the slow but steady rotation away from some value stocks and into aka growth stocks or these small mid-cap companies such as AMC, right? Now this brings me into sort of the
Jesus Christ. Now I just listened to the Maverick of Wall Street last night talking about the Russell 2000 is declining faster than the S&P, and every time it does that, bad. So, I'm sorry. I cannot, you know, like, it's just, no. He's talking about pivoting to growth stocks. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. No offerings. So that's the last bit I'm gonna
No dilution. I'm with you, Cleet. I actually talked about this. I want nothing to do with any more offerings. If I see an offering, I'm voting no. I think they have a lot of money. They have $1.8 billion in cash. I don't think they need a bigger war chest than that. I think what they need to do is pay off debt, which they can do in two ways, in my opinion, right? They can either do it A, with their current streams of revenue, or B, by creating some form of a secondary market in which they can actually raise capital without diluting their stock. I think they're set up for it, right? They're just trying to dabble in NFTs. That's literally a perfect way to do it. Create something substantial, create something of value, create a collectible, sell the collectible, raise...
Wait, he just said NFT and create something of value in the same sentence relative to AMC. So how does that work? How in the fuck? What in the hell does that even mean? I don't know what the hell this is on this whiteboard at all. I do not know. Secondary market? Create a secondary market to raise capital without diluting the shares. I thought the popcorn was going to be the savior. I mean, I wonder if the popcorn sales revenue or profit will pay for the new executive they hired, the lady that they hired to run that whatever division. I don't know. Doesn't seem like the popcorn market really was hurting for options, but hey, who knows? Yeah.
Money, pay off your debt, So we'll see.
Yeah, we will, won't we? Oh, okay, yeah, sorry. That was a little bit worse than I thought it would be. Will Ryan Cohen cause the squeeze? Yeah, he will. Yep. Because he caused the last squeeze. Yep. All right, this is the last video. Besides maybe a...
So back in January, as I said, Thomas Peterfy of Interactive Brokers, who also took away the buy button, was in an interview saying that GME almost crashed the market, so that's why they took away the buy button, because it was going into the thousands, and they would not be able to cover their shorts at those prices. So this
short squeeze channel is dangerous. This is a dangerous channel. Very dangerous channel. This guy and the Commander 35, that guy, those two guys are the most psychopathic of these ape grifters, in my opinion, because they both seemingly have like anger management, anger issues. And the Commander 35 brandished a handgun several times in his early videos, talking about, I think, the ape father or something. Now that to me is probably crossing a line, but he's got some rage issues. So does Short Squeeze channel guy. Got some rage issues. He's an extreme gaslighter. Extreme. He may even do it in this video. We'll see.
The buy button. And this is after the
Here, they took away the buy button.
Going into the thousands.
Listen to this, they stole from you. They took away the buy button. How dare they do something like that?
And they would not be able to cover their shorts at those prices, so they took away the buy.
Now, you have to just trust that that's what this guy said. Because so far, we haven't actually heard him say it. Now, this guy could be gaslighting us. I don't know. I don't remember. But, this is like, I'm trying to rewrite history. They did it because they're trying, the hedge funds were going to blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. No, it was not a BB gun. It was a handgun. It was an actual weapon. It was one of his early videos. This was back in the fall. Because somebody sent it to me. And I watched it. But anyway, I don't remember exactly what this guy said. But, like I said, we have to trust that he's actually saying on CNBC that it was because the hedge funds wouldn't have been able to cover their shorts. I don't think that's what he said.
Not be able to cover their shorts at those prices, so they took away the buy button. And this is after the 2008 financial crisis. I showed you $500 billion in bailouts of our money. How hard is it to make a buck for a waitress, for somebody who flips burgers, for somebody who cleans toilets, for a janitor, for a garbage person, a waste management person, for a teacher? How hard is it? An hour of your life to make $15, $13, $10.
Now we're getting into this emotional class warfare shit. What does this have to do with these stocks? What does it have to do with any of this shit? Everybody should be a millionaire. Every idiot who has a Robinhood account and panic sold when they took away the ability to buy. They didn't say you had to sell. Why did you fucking sell? First of all, that shows that you have poor decision-making skills. Kind of. So, you know, do you deserve it? No. No. You didn't do shit to deserve it. And, you know, yeah, minimum wage, well, $15 is higher than the minimum wage, at least where I live. This one here, he cut off where it says something cent shift differential. That means that they're paying you more. So I didn't think it was what the guy said. He talks about liquidity crunch. Right. So, yeah, I mean, he didn't say that. This is just gaslighting.
$20, whatever. An hour of your life. Of your energy, of your attention.
Listen to this manipulation.
And then you pay.
It's emotional manipulation.
Because you're in society and a citizen, you pay your taxes. A third of that, $5. So a third of your hour is coming out of every hour on the hour for the year.
What?
And you pay your taxes because it's the right thing to do. And what do? They just burn the money. They take your money.
Jesus Christ. See what I mean? This guy's terrible.
And they give themselves multi-million-dollar bonuses. They buy yachts.
Who are you talking about? Oh, you pay taxes to the government, and then they go and give themselves multi-million-dollar salaries and buy yachts. Oh, like, they. You know what? You know who the problem is? It's them. Who's doing all this stuff? They did. Who's the one? It's their fault. Now, there needs to be an antecedent for that fucking pronoun. Who are they? They should be banned from any discussions. Unless you can identify who they are. What does it mean? It means nothing. It's this unidentified, unnamed boogeyman out there. They did it. They're shorting it down. They shorted it down. They naked shorted it. They. The man. Right. The man. Exactly. It's the same people. You know, they take your tax money. You know, they make millions of dollars an hour. You know, they.
They keep shorting. They keep doing reckless, illegal
They keep
things.
shorting. Oh my God. They keep shorting. They keep shorting. How dare they keep shorting? Because, you know, shorting. Man.
Spitting in your face, pissing on your grave.
Now, wait a minute. Oh, God.
Defecating. In your mouth.
What? What?
Reckless, illegal things. Spitting in your face, pissing on your grave, and defecating in your mouth.
What?
I don't care about your
God.
third of your hour, you peasant.
Listen to this.
You're not even human. You're subhuman. You're a piece of meat. You're less than a piece of meat, because at least a piece of meat, I can eat that. You're worthless.
Oh, my God. This guy has
You're
problems.
not even worth the price of cattle. I don't care about your time or your energy. Go flip burgers. Go clean my bathroom. $500 billion bailout in 2008. And what do? They turn around and they do the exact same thing, but only worse.
No.
And to top it off, they want to bankrupt companies, costing thousands and thousands of jobs and a lot of lives.
They want to... Yeah, it was totally the short seller's fault that Blockbuster went out of business. Oh my God, this guy. I don't know. I don't know his name. It's Short Squeeze Channel. Go subscribe, and you know, give him your ad revenue, because he only has 6,200 subscribers, but that is 5,700 more than I have. So, but you know, really great video, moving. We need to win this time. I hate to tell you, Jeff, Norman, you're not going to win because you're playing the wrong fucking game. It's this narrative, hedge funds and Wall Street versus retail. It is completely ridiculous. Ridiculous. It's not. What did you say, Manuel? Can you make the price of AMC go up? I need the price of AMC to go up now. I forget. But Jesus Christ. Imagine getting a DVD for $4.99, $5.99. Crazy. Yes, exactly. Thank you. Blockbuster was a bad business model for its time. Should have took Netflix up on the... Yeah, right. I mean, and like this painting of like this emotional manipulation of, look, let me show you, you know, this image of a store that's closing and talking about, you know, Wall Street doing the yada yada, and then have this whatever, what is it?
Of people who's
like emotional fucking piano music in the background. Oh, Toys R Us, there's another one. When in reality, I mean, it's too bad he can't show fucking Overstock, because, oh man, it was such an injustice what happened to Overstock. Fuck, who gives a fuck about Overstock besides Mark Chodas, Cohodas, you know, like. And naked short selling was legal then. So that was before naked short selling was made illegal. Whatever. But yeah, all these things, Toys R Us, oh my God, I went to Toys R Us as a kid. Oh my God, I went to GameStop as a kid. Oh my God, I didn't go to AMC. We didn't have an AMC. I grew up in bumfuck Ohio. We didn't have an AMC. So yeah, I guess that explains it. That's why I don't care.
Lives and families that they've ruined. People who turn to the bottle, who turn to drugs.
Oh my God!
Deal with the anxiety and stress and guilt of.
Oh my fucking God!
Families. Does this sound dramatic or does this sound actual and real?
It sounds like you are actually a real fucking drama queen. That's what this. Like, this is so bad. This is so bad. So fucking bad. Come on.
They want to go to San Tropez and Monte Carlo in their yacht and fly on their private jet, which of the money which they didn't even earn, they actually lost money and got bailed out, right? And then they want to do it again, as I said.
Yeah, because that's what they want to do. They want to get they want to get a bailout. This is just so infuriating. I can't.
We're up against. Do you think a person like that?
You're not up against them. You are not fucking up against Wall Street. You're not up against Ken Griffin. You're not up against hedge funds. If you think that you are, you've already fucking lost. Simple as that. If you think that you are up against hedge funds, Wall Street, Ken Griffin, you think that that's who you're trying to beat, then you might as well fucking leave now. Leave the market. You will never win. Because that's not the fight. That's not the game. That's not what it is. I mean, the thing about that is, on the interview, I should just pull it up. I really don't know if I can watch much more of this without losing my shit for real.
You know, has to be forced into jail. They have to be handcuffed and forcibly removed.
And why is his audio so distorted? As if it's not bad enough anyway, what he's saying? Oh, I bet we're going to talk about the pandemic here.
Will force these MFs to finally come clean.
Oh, okay.
And trigger the greatest transfer of wealth in history.
Listen to the conviction in his voice. Sounds like he really believes that. Yeah. What a bunch of bullshit. That's nonsense. All right, this will be the last fucking video. So I got to go to bed. I actually do have to go to work tomorrow, unlike that fucking asshole probably. So this is worth watching again. This is worth watching again. Not fucking Trey's version where he takes a 2-second clip and talks about it in his fucking hotel room, because back when he lived in a hotel, for 15 minutes. But the actual interview where they talk about it and it's in context, because then you can see how dumb of a thing to say that was on her part, and why she is a fucking actor who reads from a teleprompter. That's her job, is to read what's on the screen in front of her. That's it. And when people like that stop doing that, it's like when Trump would do that shit. You just start talking. When they go off the teleprompter and she's like, oh, I know what that's naked shorting. No, it's not. No, it's not. Not what they talked about. But in this clip, and it starts with Trey, but it puts it more succinctly than I can, the fact that this like narrative of retail versus institutions, retail versus hedge funds, is a false. It's you know, that's really the grift, because retail would never win that fight. I don't care how much bullshit the media spends. Oh, how the apes cracked Wall Street. Apes take on AMC. No. It will always be an uphill battle. It will always be a losing fight. But that's good for the grifters because it keeps people engaged. Pretty much indefinitely, because there will never be a point where there are no short sellers on a stock. The short interest will never be zero. All the shorts would never cover at once. The Moass theory is flawed. It's 100% flawed. Has Citadel ever made a statement about AMC or the apes? No. And when they did finally tweet, about when people were talking, when the hashtag Ken Griffin lied was popular, they put out tweets, and then I remember Trey talking about this when they tweeted that stuff. So everybody's slamming Citadel, everybody slams Ken Griffin, and there's no response. And then finally they come out and say, no, actually, if you go back and these tweets, and they called it conspiracy theory, which it is, and as far as I can tell. And then people like Trey were like, well, why was their Twitter silent for months? And then they literally come out and say, blah, blah, blah. It's because they're scared. No, they're not fucking scared. No, they are not scared. Do you think they're fucking scared? They would crush you instantly. You wouldn't even fucking go to court. The letter from their fucking lawyers would make you, you might jump off a fucking parking garage just from the fucking letter. So, come on. Yeah, because margin calls, yeah, because every day, every 3 weeks, margin calls incoming, margin calls, massive margin calls, Citadel margin called like that, like there are short sellers who shorted AMC at $5, and you hear this from time to time. They could have got out at 10. You really think that they short sold shares at $5, held it through the whole run up, $72, and back down, and they're still holding? Those short positions are still open? You're a fucking idiot. You should not be in the stock market. If you think that that's what it is and you're banking on that, go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. Just burn your money. Flush it down the toilet. At least somebody might actually get it then. Like sewage plant technician or something, or a plumber who would have to come out and unclog it. But that bullshit, that is nonsense. That's not how it fucking works. Not how it works at all. And I cannot believe that that is the thing. That is the whatever. The narrative. Synthetic share claim has been tried before. Oh, Commissar scoop. Yeah. Phantom shares. See what this is. Forgot about her, Lucy Commissar. Yeah, so she did an interview with Mark Cahotis last year. Kept trying to like bait him in. Kept trying to like manipulate what he was saying. It was really weird. I don't know. Oh, Suzanne Trimbath, cool. Another trustworthy voice. Yeah, she talks a lot about fail to deliver, and I mean, this is all about 2008, 2007, 2008 stuff. Ford is trading higher than AMC. Yeah, I wonder if Lucy Commissar is still talking about AMC. Okay, I want to get through this video here, and this is to me, this is fundamental, because this strikes at the core of the lies. Besides all the technical shit, all the like stock chart, price chart, technical analysis, fundamental catalysts, all that crap. This addresses the social movement aspect of it, the class warfare aspect of it, which, don't get me wrong, I'm not a fan of the inequality. I'm not a fan of Wall Street, really. You know, I'm not a fan of corruption and all that stuff. But this notion that you could actually have an impact on that by by participating in the fucking game, the system that you think is corrupt, like, I don't know how you affect change by playing by the rules and losing. That this just doesn't make sense. But this strikes at the the core of that social thing. So here we go.
For a long time, and I think it just seems like the retail investor has the upper hand.
He can see that AMC shares are probably
for a long time, and I think it just seems like the retail investor has the upper hand.
He conceded that AMC shares are probably not worth what they're worth right now on a fundamental basis. Maybe they're worth 20 or 25 bucks a share. But he also said that at 47 or whatever it's trading at right now, I don't know what it is in the after hours, that is what the market is valuing AMC shares at right now. And that is all that matters. And Tim, you're already shaking your head. Why not? Why isn't that the case?
Because short sellers aren't going after retail investors. They're going after bad companies. I mean, it's the most absurd thing I've ever heard. Smart guy, but I mean, come on. I'm tired of this. And this, this going after the man thing. I mean, look, yes, you can make money in momentum. You can lose money in momentum. Again, it's like Mr. Obvious Day. All right, that to me is a dynamic here that ultimately the momentum that's being where the genesis is in a chat room. And yeah, I mean, price can be truth in terms of a company being able to issue shares at a higher price. Doesn't change the company's business. Rich Greenfield.
Before he gets into that section, short sellers aren't going after retail investors.
Because short sellers aren't going after retail investors. They're going after bad companies. I mean, it's the most absurd thing I've ever heard. Smart.
It is pretty absurd, really, when you think about it. Like, because Wall Street's there to make fucking money. They don't make, you have to trade something. And if you're a short seller, you want to trade something that's going down. Or, you have positions on both sides, or you're hedging or whatever, but it's about the company, it's about the security, it's about the equity issue. It's not about trying to punish individual investors. It's about making money via this instrument. So I don't know, that this really
smart guy, but I mean, come on. I'm tired of this. And this, this going after the man thing. I mean, look, yes, you can make money in momentum. You can lose money in momentum. Again, it's like Mr. Obvious Day. All right, that to me is a dynamic here that ultimately the momentum that's being where the genesis is in a chat room. And yeah, I mean, price can be truth in terms of a company being able to issue shares at a higher price. Doesn't change the company's business. Rich Greenfield also talked about Cinemark and other theater companies that aren't going through this kind of renaissance. And I mean in terms of their share price. So again, the investing with a incentive to track momentum is what a lot of professionals do. So let's be clear. But in terms of looking at this as an us versus them, I'm sorry, I'm not buying into that. I think that's dangerous. And again, dangerous. Look, there's a lot of people, there are a lot of short sellers out there that have been borrowing stock they didn't have. In other words, yes, I think there are dynamics where retail investors can get caught.
There it is.
Again, look, there's a lot of people, there are a lot of short sellers out there that have been borrowing stock they didn't have. In other words, yes, I think there are dynamics where retail investors can get caught. But it's really a dynamic where I think this is going after bad companies.
Yeah, but here's what's interesting. It is actually...
He didn't say short selling stock they didn't borrow. And that's the difference. He said borrowing stock they didn't have. In other words, short selling, regular short selling. Borrowing stock, selling it short, buying it back, profiting from the difference. Plain old short selling. But no... not how it was taken. This was a huge catalyst for this community. This was a huge thing. Oh my God, the mainstream media. Oh my God, I want to have Melissa Lee's babies. Oh my God. And it was and like people didn't pay attention to what was actually said.
Yes, I think there are dynamics where retail investors can get caught. But it's really a dynamic where I think this is going after bad companies.
Yeah, but here's what's interesting. It is actually changing what Wall Street does, how it does it. There's a report on Bloomberg saying that various prime brokers are tightening the requirements necessary in order to short some of these so-called meme stocks. Guy, I know you pointed this out. There's some firms that threw in the towel in terms of coverage of companies like a GameStop and an AMC because they are so divorced from what they call fundamentals at this point in terms of their price action. I mean, whether or not we like it, whether or not it's here to stay, at this moment in time, Wall Street is taking notice because they are.
Yeah. So that's not the full interview because it cut it off. So, but yeah. Technically, we owe Melissa a thank you for the naked shorts, yeah, plus dumbfounded look on her face when she said it. Dead giveaway, and the guy she was talking to made the blooper. It's not. How is it a blooper? Short sellers aren't going after them. They're going after bad companies. Exactly. Retail is going after short sellers. It's our company, and it's not for sale. Good luck trying to beat the price down. It's valued at what we value it at. So you value it at $14 fucking dollars. Good job. Good job, ape. Sounds like a guy who lost a lot of money shorting AMC. These comments are hilarious after all this time. Like, nobody on here actually commented, like, you know what? He didn't define naked shorting. Discount cash flow valuation, AMC intrinsic value 12.8. Yeah. Wall Street was taking notice because they were allowing massive numbers of retail to collude, and they made a lot of money on it off of those retail. Like, I mean, stock is one thing, but the options, it really, you know, the more I think about it, it's like when the strike prices went up to 145 in June, that was a total scam. Total fucking scam. And these apes bought into it. The apes bought into it. They bought the fuck into it. They couldn't get enough of it. The fact that there was a 145 strike, in their eyes, validated the reality, the belief that it could go to 145 and beyond. Because why would they have it there if it couldn't reach that price? And I think that they took it away on some expirations and added it on others. Who knows why? But if you look at the option chains that expire, you know, around now, the monthly ones go up to 90 or whatever because they've been around for a while. They've been on there. But the weekly ones, they're not going high at all. There's a lot of short sellers out there that have been borrowing stocks they didn't have. Naked shorts, yeah. Didn't she just refer to what this term of this is called? What am I missing? They like to get you caught up in the process. Naked shorting sort of implies bad faith and illegality in the trade, which is a no-no. Don't ever name the rose you know. As soon as she says it out loud, they are no longer using euphemisms. It is definitely illegal practice. No. Way off. I mean, nothing. He didn't define naked shorting. They don't go after retail investors. So who loses money when they decide to short a stock to death? And since they use people's words on their headlines, repeat it on the streams, why didn't they address naked short since it was finally brought up? Incredible. Absolutely no one has lost money on AMC other than maybe day traders and FOMO buyers last week. This is from 9 months ago. Everyone who bought in before 20, which is the large majority, has doubled or tripled their money already. People who bought at $3 have 20x their income. Best stock of the year. Remember, everyone, who pays these news stations? Who writes his check? No, apes didn't know they were being played. They did not. And because so many people had never traded options before, they didn't know. And I think, they could have trained apes to make money selling covered calls. But see, the problem with that is, if you're selling, like, in other words, if you're selling calls, you do not want the stock to go up. And that's contrary to the whole fucking narrative. So how could they say, oh yeah, what's up guys, welcome back to Rich Capital. Today I'm going to show you how to sell covered calls, because even though the stock is going to go to the moon, we're going to make some money off the uninformed retail investors. No, I don't think you could have done that. Although YouTubers could have talked about something like this 1348 moving average cross strategy, which everybody's fucking hard and wet for, because Shark the Vix is like, oh guys, what's up guys? I'm going to teach you how to trade today. And it's like, okay, why didn't you talk about that shit months ago? No, because you were just, blinding everybody with this nonsense about this stock. There's a lot they could have done to educate people, but it's like the opposite of that happened. Like, so instead of Wrench Capital or whoever saying, all right guys, yeah, we're bullish on the stock, but we're not like super bullish, like we're realistic, so yeah, we can sell these calls when the IV is massive, and on these out of the money calls and blah blah blah. We're still bullish, but we're not that bullish, kind of thing. Instead, he just said, oh well, look how bullish this option chain is, so bullish. And what that did was it caused people to just think, oh, I can just look at the option chain. That's going to tell us where the stock's going to go. There's 100,000 open at 145. That means it's going to go to 145. He didn't say it explicitly, but that's always the implication. We're going to look at the option chain because that's going to give us the best sentiment going forward. Going to give us the most transparent look at the sentiment going forward. I disagree, especially when you have so many uninformed, inexperienced retail investors pissing their money away on shit they don't even understand. And then I see posts on Reddit or Twitter back the fall. Why did my call option lose money? It went in the money. Why am I down on it? And it's like, well, yeah, just because it goes in the money doesn't mean you're going to profit from that. Where did you buy it? How much was it when you bought it? What was the IV when you bought it? Oh, it was 300%. Okay, what is it now? And and I even think people lost money buying puts for the same reason, but still trying to figure out how they would even mistakenly talk about or say naked shorting. Was it done on purpose? They didn't. I don't know. I don't think anybody here but see that whoever noticed this, and exploited it in the let the margin calls begin. June 21st, NSCC passing 2021-002. SEC should approve it. Also, more brokers not wanting to lend AMC shares to hedge funds. I'll be in until hedge funds lifeline is turned off. So you'll be in forever, darling. And then, yeah. But whoever noticed that she said this and exploited it, I mean, it was probably, who knows, everybody was watching this stuff. They knew that this was back when most people, they didn't know what the hell they were talking about. Don't get why everybody's acting all surprised. Most of us knew about naked shorts already since the GameStop squeeze. That's what started the squeeze in the first place. I mean, come on. Come on. Yeah, everybody thinks that they literally talked about naked shorting, and it's like, I'm sorry. I'm not that smart of a person, really. I'm not any smarter than anybody else. I just pay attention and I try to listen to the details. And I know that when everybody was listening to this, when all these people left these dumbass comments, that they were in an emotional state. They were under a spell. They were in a trance. They weren't thinking clearly. They were thinking about $500, AMC to $500 next week. Nope. And so they heard what they wanted to hear, which is pretty much what this whole thing has been. Jesus Christ. Yep. Okay. I think this is getting a little overblown. I mean, I'm in AMC, but let's be a bit objective here. She said naked shorts, but that's not what he described. She said naked shorts, but that's not what he described. Wow. Wow. I'm amazed. I thought that there was a comment there. I thought I left a comment that said as much, but it probably got deleted when my old channel got deleted. He said, short sellers borrowing stock they didn't have. That's just regular short selling. Whew. God damn, look how far down I had to go. Find that. So then why didn't Tim rebuke? And just because that wasn't what he described doesn't mean it isn't happening. Oh my God. I'm not saying it's not happening. I'm saying that this isn't some insider leak. She misinterpreted what he was saying and interjected. They have limited airtime, and to limit exposure to the subject, I wouldn't expect him to rebuke. But he probably didn't even hear what she said, because there's a delay on those feeds and, blah, blah, blah. I think it is absolutely happening in AMC and GME and probably many others. Oh, Garrett. But we as independent investors need to understand the difference, or it will lead novices into making poor decisions on future investments. I agree with that part. I don't think it, it's like he's like 73% of the way there. He probably, this guy, Garrett Harris, he probably now is he's probably seen the light, I would imagine. If he was that, willing to call this out then, 9 months ago, 8 months ago, that's a candidate of somebody who could potentially be, a subscriber, or at least willing to open their mind. But I don't know, it doesn't have anything here. Anyway, yeah, that's it. He was defining, here's another one. He was defining, these are way down here. He was defining short selling, not naked shorting. She said naked shorts, which proved what we've been talking about. Oh, he was referring to legal short selling, but she spilled the beans. Because, no, like, that's some bad logic. Like, that's terrible critical thinking and thinking in general. Yeah, okay. Anyway, this is the best comment. The impartial check controversially retired because Brow aesthetically answered round a holistic oatmeal. Unwritten, uninterested box. That's the best AMC DD I've ever heard. That makes more sense than the AMC DD at this point. They did. Dopamine clouded their judgment. Dopamine, testosterone, definitely clouded their judgment. Substances. I mean, how many times did I go on Reddit and like somebody posted something? It's like, I'm high as fuck, but I totally noticed this and I'm gonna be rich. I'm like, okay, if every fucking stoner was gonna be rich, we'd be in trouble. Probably, right? Anyway, thanks for sticking around on this stream. I'm gonna probably gonna pay for this at work tomorrow. Later than I wanted to be up, and but I think that it is. You know what? Let's just do this. We got to do this last little bit here because have to.
I'm gonna scare everybody in the movie theater. You can't kill Michael Myers! It's impossible! But what you can do is buy AMC stock. Millions coming, baby. AMC stock. You want to be a millionaire? AMC, I'm an ape. They call me the ape father, baby. You can't kill Michael Myers, but you can become a multi-millionaire, baby. AMC in the house. Wow!
Okay. Good night, everybody. Have a good one.
You can't kill Michael Myers! It's impossible! But what you can do is buy AMC stock. Millions coming, baby. AMC stock. You want to be a millionaire? AMC, I'm an ape. They call me the ape father, baby. You can't kill Michael Myers, but you can become a multi-millionaire, baby.